We are the Hacked in the Dark network. We are a bunch of designers who make games that are hacked in the dark, which is to say games based on Blades in the Dark. Sorry, my script was not open, which is why I'm stuttering. Thank you everyone for joining us. I again apologize for the technical issues. This is our first stream. We'll get everything figured out and things will be better next time, but hopefully things should be straight now. Right now we're just sharing our Zoom call, but we should have an overlay and everything in the future. So bear with us and hopefully you'll enjoy it anyway. This network is going to contain actual play shows of podcasts and videos and podcasts of the show and people's games, highlighting different games. We are all designers and we are all playtesting various games. Today we're playtesting Anti-Heroes by Eric. So there will be some unfinished material and lots of questions asked, and it should hopefully be an interesting perspective for you. If you are interested in designing a Forged in the Dark game or have an idea for a game or want to bounce things off, we have a channel in the Blades in the Dark Discord, which is below the stream, and will also be with all the videos. So that leads me to Eric. You are the designer of this game, Anti-Heroes. Is there anything you want to say about the game?
Sure, and I think I want to start just quick with another plug for the Blades of the Dark Discord channel. So I'm not a professional game designer. I don't know if anyone on here is. But Rrayy may be now, right? And all of the people that are on the stream today, we've all kind of helped each other with our games and thinking through our games as we kind of move along, which is really what inspired this network and giving us a chance to play test and show off to others. So if it is something like Jacob said, if it is something you're interested in, join the Discord and I think we're all pretty friendly and supportive and always interested in what other people are doing. So,
and you'd be amazed at how many different ideas there are and different opinions people have on all the same things. So it's worth checking out.
So this is my second hack. I also have Adrenaline, which is kind of a near future. I always kind of bill it as Ocean's 11 or Fast and Furious, but with cyberware. So so this one, Anti-Hero, is really focused on exactly what it says. I struggled with finding a name and then said, why don't I just call it what it is?
Sure.
So here we go. Sometimes we do good, not because we are heroic. We do it for personal gain, for revenge, for fame, for vengeance, for money, to cope with our feelings of guilt because we were manipulated or we simply felt like doing it. We are supers forged in the dark. We are anti-heroes. So that's really the game in a nutshell. The goal is to you're creating anti-heroes. You might be a vigilante. You might be a villain. You might be a government super team. That type of a thing. And you are dealing with your flaws as you make a difference in the world, either for others or since we're anti-heroes, more likely for ourselves, and kind of trying to better our station. So the game is, like you said, built around Forged in the Dark. There's a couple of pretty significant changes that I'll get into when we start. And I'll talk a little bit about how powers are generated. It is pretty open, but I think there's some structure there to kind of corral things and make it workable. So I think before I get into some of the rules, why don't we just do a round of quick introductions?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
My name is Jacob. I am currently designing Asphalt and Trouble, a Mad Max-ish biker gang Forged in the Dark hack. Today I'll be playing Lumen, a light and shadow based anti-hero.
Okay, my name's Mark. Mark Cleveland. I'm the designer of Runners in the Shadows. Also working on a new game, Hope and Magic, another Forged in the Dark hack. And I'll be playing Shadowy something. I'll be melding with darkness and blinking across and being super sneaky.
Cool.
Alrighty. My name's Ian. You're not seeing me on video right now, but I'm here. And the hack I'm working on is called Death Wish, which is sort of a like a tactical combat problem-solving sort of game in a fantasy western setting. And today I'm going to be playing Hijack, who is sort of an Iron Man type of character who launches himself around with a power suit that attracts and repels objects.
Cool. Hey everyone, my name is Rrayy. I publish games under Mythopia, and yeah, I love Forged in the Dark. Can't wait to play.
Mm-hmm.
And
Who you playing?
I'm gonna also throw in a plug for Mythopia too, not just games, but a couple of awesome comic series. Skies of Fire, which is kind of a diesel punk comic, and Glow, which I don't really know how to describe, but they're both awesome comics. So you should check those out as well.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Rrayy, who you're playing?
I am playing the Blue Dragon. He manifests constructs, so I'm thinking kind of like Hard Light, Green Lantern type of thing, because he's my favorite hero. And I'm a villain, and I am driven by curiosity, and my flaw is pride, and I'm ready to wreck shit up. Let's go.
Yes, I should also say that even though the game is named Antiheroes, we picked the villain crew type or whatever, the team type. So we are going to be more villainous than usual.
So just a couple things that are, especially if you're familiar with Blades in Dark. If you're not, don't worry. We'll kind of step through some of these things as we go along.
Mm-hmm.
But a couple of the biggest differences. First of all, instead of actions that you would normally see in Blades in the Dark, we use approaches and skills. So approaches are taken really quite directly from Feint, and I think it's perfect for superheroes because superheroes generally or super anti-heroes are generally good at getting things done, and it's much less about can you hotwire a car. It's more about how they do things. Are they always aggressive? So are they acting forcefully, or are they kind of really flashy and that type of thing? So approaches is one of the ways that they kind of take on things in the world. All the characters also can have a skill that they're specialized in, so it gives them a bonus die if they're doing something within that skill. All the characters in anti-heroes also have a drive. So what is it that pushes them forward and gets them engaged in doing the things that they're doing? With their drive, they can compel it to either basically to make it more likely that they'll succeed, right? So they can compel their drive to either increase the number of dice they're rolling or increase the effect that the action has. When they use it once, after they use it once, they do need to kind of refresh it. So to refresh it, they have to use their flaw. So they all also have a flaw that they've identified, and by compelling their flaw, they're doing something that's kind of directly against their success, and kind of building in that narrative tension between what an anti-hero wants to be and the flaws that are holding them back from doing that. So when they compel that flaw, they're able to then afterwards use their drive again. The other big piece is how we deal with powers. So powers are kind of roughly categorized into eight different areas, but they're pretty fluid. It's more kind of markers to get you thinking about what you might want to do. Each one has each of the powers. Basically, you have a certain level of mastery in it, which basically shows how powerful you are. So the higher your mastery, the the more difficult foes you can take on. So if you, like, we're looking at Lumen right now, if Lumen was to shoot to use a gun to shoot at a badass hero, wouldn't do all that good. But if he uses his power, he's much more likely to be successful. But if he's just going against a minion, a mundane normal human, he'll be able to go kind of toe to toe any way that Lumen would want to.
But Eric, that means we have guns by default, right? Like we're strapped.
If you your load for it, yes.
Nice.
Yep. So load works almost identically to how it does in Blades in the Dark, except that there's only two. There's normal and heavy, instead of having the three options.
Mm-hmm.
So then the biggest change is how we work with stress. So I want to go through stress quickly, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So I did keep the name stress. We were talking about that before we started streaming. So I just finished, well, quite a while ago, I read a book, and one of the lines that stuck out, it was not a superhero book, but one of the characters of the book explained that his favorite superhero was the Hulk. And the reason why was because as the Hulk gets more and more stressed, he becomes stronger and stronger. So this, to some extent, models that. So when a character wants to do something super, right, beyond what a normal human could do, they'll add a stress die. So they'll roll a stress die, and if they add it to their pool, it's they do that to either activate a power, and it also improves their dice pool, so they have one more one more die in the pool to roll, or if they want to increase their effectiveness, the effect, they can swap a stress die for a normal die. They can do either one of those. That's also how they lead a group action, is by swapping a dark die for a regular die in their roll. So the catch is if their stress die is equal to or higher than all of the other dice rolled, and it's greater than their current stress level, which is a 1 to a 6, they increase their stress by 1. There's ways to kind of reduce stress during gameplay that we'll kind of get to when it's necessary. They can use stress in a couple of different ways that we'll get to kind of what it comes up in the game, but that's the big thing. As their stress increases, they're more likely to be able to resist consequences. But if it hits 6, they break. The character breaks. So they are too stressed to function. They'll be out of the game for a little while until they can reduce their stress. Plus, they also lose a rating in one of their approaches. So you really want to kind of balance that stress between that 4 and 5 level without jumping up to 6.
Nice.
Before we get started, what questions do you have?
Do we only get one extra die from a stress roll? Is that the most we can get?
At this point, yes. I have played with the idea of just saying, yeah, you can re-roll if you want and add more stress die, because it's each time you add another stress die, you're making it more difficult on you. You're more likely that you'll stress. But right now, I've kept it at just adding 1 to your pool.
Right, 1 roll, you might get 1 die.
What was that?
It's 1 roll, and then we might get 1 die.
Your stress level rating will only go up 1. Yeah. So if you were rolling 2 dark die and you got 2 6s, you would crit for that roll, but you would still only get you'd still only go up one stress rating.
Yeah.
I apologize if I keep looking behind me. My dog keeps pacing.
No problem.
All right, should we get started?
Sounds good. All right, so just to frame it a little bit, we're in kind of that classic comic book big city, kind of that dark Gotham City-ish type type of a place. It's northeast coast. It's called Port Gray. And I'll be honest, the city itself was inspired by my daughter. So we've got a little bit of a city building game that we've been working on as well. The where you guys are at right now is you're at a warehouse in the docks, right? So I'm gonna let you kind of decide where you are, because we'll go through a couple of things first. But you are outside of a warehouse in the docks, and there's a shipment of something that came in, and it's something that you desperately want. You think it's going to be definitely to your advantage to get your hands on this. So we are going to start with just a little bit of a planning montage. So the way a planning montage works, it's similar to Blades in the Dark approaches with just a little bit more to it. So what I want you guys to do is kind of character by character explain to me just very briefly how you would approach gathering information, right? So how would you do your legwork for a mission? Is it surveillance? Is it roughing up some contacts to see what they know and shake some trees? What might it be? And I'm going to ask you to make an action roll based on that, and we'll use that to add some detail to the mission and also to figure out your individual starting position. So is there someone who might want to go first?
I'd probably go scope out the dock. I would probably want to look at it from afar, but I think in doing that, I'm trying to get close enough, right? Like try to use my approach of being quick to kind of physically maneuver in and get close enough to get some info and then sneak out, that kind of thing.
Okay, so you can if you have a skill that would fit with that, you can add that, but you can roll your quick plus +1 for a skill if you want, and then if you want to push yourself with stress, you can, but it's your call.
Right, I'll probably go with the 1 die for quick, and then maneuver sounds like what I was doing. I'm not sure if it's another one.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll get 2 for that. Where's our play surface for the rolling? I didn't see that.
On the top right of the surface, or you can just roll normal dice. I have enough windows open. I'm probably just going to roll normal dice, so I'm not switching between.
Oh, dice roller of death.
Yes.
This thing is intimidating, man. You go in there and there's a lot of buttons. A lot of buttons.
Yeah, just worry about the ones on the.
Oh my god.
So the way you do it is you're rolling 1 normal die. So you click on one of the normal dice, you're rolling 2, right?
Yeah.
So click on 2, and then hit the green button that says reroll dice. Reroll selected.
Okay, I see. Last roll total of 4. But it looks like I only rolled 1 die. I need
all right, so click on 2.
Yeah. Okay, and reroll. And I got a 2. Okay.
2. So 2 is your highest.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, first of all, I just want to start with what's something you noticed as you were kind of looking at this scene. Is there anything that kind of stuck out? Maybe a possible obstacle that you guys might have to confront?
I was looking for an opportunity, maybe some kind of an advantage. If there's obstacles, yeah, then I want to identify those. So.
All right.
I'm thinking there's some kind of barrier maybe to get in. It's like a dock area, right?
Yeah. So it's a dock area, and you did definitely notice that there's it's a kind of a steel fence, but it definitely is armed and has a fair amount of security cameras and those types of things to kind of access that warehouse. And your first action when we start is going to be desperate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess there's guards watching.
Yep.
Maybe.
Tough luck, chap. Tough luck.
So based on that roll.
Try again next time.
All right. So who else? What are the rest of you doing for legwork?
Okay, so I have an idea. I'm going to find someone, a contact I know that knows a little bit more about what we're seeking here, and I would like to sort of like smoke into whatever room they're in, and just like you see a bunch of like blue smoke like just seeping into wherever this person's at, maybe like their office or something.
The person that you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like.
All right. So contact. So you want to get some information from that contact?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, and that sounds flashy to me, but it doesn't have to be.
I was thinking either forcefully or deceptively can attach some. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you're approaching forcefully, then one of your contacts forcefully, that's fine.
Sure. Yeah. It's aggressive smoke. It makes me cough.
And here I'd say you want to use you're going to need to use a stress die since you use one of your powers.
All right. Here we go. Use my powers already. So 3 dice?
Yeah.
Okay. I got high 3.
A high of 3.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was the high of 3 on your stress die?
It was not. That was a 2.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you guys are off to a great rolls to begin with. Mike, let's see if we can start with a total party kill before you even get into it.
We're not the greatest heroes. Or we're not the greatest villains.
Maybe we're actually playing a game inspired by the Tick.
Yeah, bunch of wannabes.
Yeah.
Anti-heroes.
All right. So I'll give you an option. Either who did you find out that the shipment is either from or going to? So a faction or an individual that is either from or going to.
So it's definitely going to someone that is trying to take down the burn down, or somebody that the burn down knows.
Okay.
The burn down, I don't think we said was our gang, right? Or
Yep.
our
Yeah.
team.
So someone claims supremacy over that game. Just right, like there was who's the leader of that gang?
That would be me. Yeah, because
Yes.
Hijack's real name is Grant Byrne, and he's the last non-in-jail member of his family gang, and so he's recruited you guys to help him break them all out eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Alright.
gluttony. Ooh.
So does that does that faction have a name? That it's going to?
I don't know. Grant Byrne, who would be after the burn down and try to take.
So I have a rival, which is the Dash. He's a speedster superhero who works for the prison companies, and I've clashed with him a bunch of times because he tries to protect the prison convoys, and I keep breaking into him and letting people out. And so he's probably looking for revenge. Maybe he's partnered up with some other heroes or some private security company.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Freaking Dash.
All right. You'll also be starting Desperate. So is there somebody else that wants to do a bit of planning?
Sure, let me join the starting Desperate group. So let's see.
The water's fine.
I'm gonna try and hack in, get access to all the cameras and stuff like that, see what's going on. And so for that, I'm thinking I'll go in cleverly, and then I'll be using my hacking interface power.
Sounds good. All right.
And I'm a tinker hero, so it's not a power like psychic. It's just like I'm good at computers.
Supernaturally good at computers. Yeah. You're
Yeah.
awesome. So I'm sorry. Which one did you say? Clever is what you're using?
Yeah, that made sense to me.
All right.
For hacking.
So so that would be one normal die and one stress die.
I feel like I'm playing trophy all of a sudden. Light and
That's where it
dark.
came from.
All right, 6/6.
Okay. So
It's a crit and a stress, right?
yes, that's a crit. So we'll deal with that in a second. So first of all, you gain stress. Your stress can increase by 1.
That puts me up to 4.
All right.
If it's equal to or greater than.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's, 4 is still not that big of a deal. It's pretty good. So you could add some details to this kind of starting situation. We know that there's a fence and some guards. The fence is, got some pretty good security on it. That it's being delivered to somebody that's working for or with Dash, who is not a fan of burn down. So if you want to add more details about the warehouse itself, or rumors that you've heard, or who it came from, any of those are good.
So I'm thinking that the details I get is that when I hack into the system, I see through all the cameras, and I see that they've got really light looking security on the outside, and it's just like, oh, it's just like a regular warehouse. And then you go inside, and they've got the whole private security firm's defenses are there. They've got a bunch of dudes with guns, like they're ready for like a war, and so they're really well secured inside. But on the outside, they're doing everything they can to hide it.
Okay, so your first action when we get started is going to be controlled, and you can wait until after Jacob goes, but once you do that, you can also bump up somebody else since you critted.
Nice. Yeah, I'd like to hear where everybody is first.
Sure. So on the last one, so did we determine that Dash's crew was remind me how Dash's crew was involved?
So Dash is the one that's receiving the shipment.
Receiving. Okay, I couldn't remember if it was
Yep.
receiving or sending. So I think I would, as I am fairly ostentatious and have little sense of getting myself into trouble, I would put out a bunch of feelers to act like I am trying to coordinate a shipment at the same time, and try to see like who else is using that dock and who is unavailable to help me, and presumably they are the ones sending it and that kind of thing, so I can get an idea of the other side.
All right, so you can go ahead and roll. So this would be the approach that you want to use, and then
I'm hoping
and then
I
maybe
can
if
do
you have
it
something like
flashily.
Sure.
Just sending out tweets to all my followers being like, hey,
Dos flashly.
oh,
Dos.
Extra flashy. Yeah.
right, exactly.
Got the dots, baby.
But I don't think I'm using any of my skills, and I shouldn't be using any stress, so I got a 3.
Okay, so you did not use stress. You got a 3. All right. So who do you think it's from?
I think it must be from. I don't know much about Dash, but as soon as I hear that Dash is involved, I immediately must assume that like the reason Dash has his power is because of like drugs or something. So it's whoever is this like pharmaceutical someone who's supplying Dash all of these drugs.
Drugs, kids, drugs
Must
are
be.
bad.
Yep, and I know that like for whatever for obvious reasons, they're not advertising that they are shipping things, and so I assume they must be suspicious, or they're acting suspicious.
So you can create a name if you want for the pharmaceutical company.
I should be good at this because I have a whole list of corporate names in my hack, including pharmaceutical ones.
Cryoplex.
Cryoplex is great. I love that.
Nice. I like it. Cryoplex. Suitably corporately evil.
Yes.
Obviously, they freeze people and they never come back.
Right.
All right.
How dare they?
They make the most delicious ice cream sandwiches, though.
Yeah, they do. Oh, yeah.
The ice cream sandwiches are people.
Spoilers.
Delicious
Oh, no.
people.
Uh-huh.
So
Killer clowns from outer space, anyone?
yeah, so I want to jump in just quick to from a rules perspective of what we just did. So the engagement process from Blades has changed a little bit to really kind of focus in on what you'd be doing, to kind of a montage of what you'd be doing to gather that information. What it does is it decreases the amount of prep for the GM, I think, which is always good. It doesn't have to, but it can. So it gives the GM. I call myself the lazy GM, but that's already taken and copyrighted probably. But the way that the roles work here is no matter what you roll, you're going to get to add a detail. So the better you roll is going to be a better starting position, for you. Normally, when we're making normal action rolls, the nice thing about using an approach is it's a natural feed into what a consequence could be, right? So if you're trying to be stealthy and you use flashy, now if you use quickly when you're trying to be stealthy, and there's a consequence, well, you're moving too quickly, which caused something to happen that made you not as stealthful, right? So it's a good way to kind of build in what those consequences are besides just taking damage and those types of things. So,
Yeah, I like that.
So Lumen, so Jacob Lumen's character, you got a crit. So no, you didn't. Sorry.
No, I got it.
That was
I got
Hijack.
the crit over here.
Yeah, so Hijack got a crit. So there's something that you learned in addition that would allow you to put one of the others in a bit better of a position. So you'd be able to move them from desperate to risky to start with.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like to hear the narration of how bad each of their situations is exactly. But if I can't, then whoever just feels like they need it.
Yeah, you can hold on to it as a flashback. So
yeah.
All right. So what I want to do then to get started is that the shipment is coming in, and you're approaching the warehouse. My assumption is that you want to get that shipment for yourself. Is that correct?
Woo, drugs.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, we want whatever is giving them their powers
Their
or something,
advantage,
right?
sure.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mm.
So who kind of wants to go first, and just let me know how you're approaching how are you approaching the warehouse? Or are you guys kind of coordinating it? Okay.
Yeah,
so
I think the one who's quickest.
Am I in a desperate position?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we both are. Because
Yeah, all three of us are, except
three of you
for
are,
yeah.
Yeah, three of us. Yeah.
So
Yep.
I would like to be surrounded by a bunch of gangsters.
Nice,
Got
nice.
the guns on me.
That sounds like you're already in it. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, if you don't want to, if you want to, so you just kind of jumping over the fence.
Well, I propose I can be there, but maybe I can meet somebody else while there. So if they want to be sneaking and stuff, I can be the guy who gets fucked up or something in the meantime.
Distraction.
Yeah.
I think you guys all are going to the way this started.
I think my character is also especially good at that, being because I can control light, so I can be hey, everyone, look at me, and put all the spotlights on me, literally, and then turn them out, and then escape. Is my.
I'm not the brightest dragon, just the newest.
So yeah, I think the way that this is kind of working out is the plan is one or more of you are going to try and sneak in, and let's see.
I'm kind of trying to rush in, right?
Rush in.
When the door opens and nobody's looking, I just kind of and then I'm in the back somewhere to help with this fight, or maybe I'm just
All right. So so if you're dashing in, I think what might be a good desperate position is you sprint in at super speed, nobody else can see you, but Dash can because he's so fast, and so he's going to come after you. I think that would be a good desperate position.
If Dash is actually there.
Yes.
Or maybe it's just that they're blocking me, and they're all gonna
Right.
pummel me when I get there because I'm fast, but it's just gonna hit a big wall of meat.
Yeah. So all right. So Mark, what's your character's name?
It's
Shadow.
a she. Her name is Feint.
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 Like a feint. Yeah.
All right. So Feint is going to sprint in. Let's see. Blue Dragon and Lumen are going to cause a distraction, either on purpose or not. And Hijack, what's Hijack doing?
So I'm thinking that I've infiltrated their systems, and so I'm also going to infiltrate the base. Just, I can see all the camera blind spots and just move between them, and then I'm just going to, flash back to pop out to wherever, the problem that needs me to intervene is.
All right. So, so as we get started, things are working sort of to plan, except that the security was a lot stiffer than you thought. So, Blue Dragon, you're kind of in the middle of the
shit.
the middle of the pavement, kind of surrounding the warehouse before you get to the warehouse.
Yeah.
And a half dozen or so guards come out from the warehouse, and they're all pointing guns directly at you.
Yeah.
And you hear a bit of a noise behind you, and there's also a drone of some sort that's a track drone that's behind you.
Fucking drones.
Yep.
Track drone. Like a small drone? A small drone or big?
Yeah, not huge. It's
Ain't
small.
nothing but electronic flies.
Yeah,
Them
bigger than a fly.
Okay.
And are Blue Dragon and Lumen together or separate?
I was thinking like I would come in to try to help this situation and also get caught in it. So basically together.
Yeah. So you're not on top of each other, but you're
Right.
kind of both out visible, and you've got multiple guns, trained at you. As you have created that distraction, well, we'll start with her. What do you guys do?
What? Is this evening or like late? Dark is my question. Considering
I'm gonna make the assumption that you guys want it
Yeah.
night, if that's unless you wanted to do it differently.
Yeah.
most
That makes sense.
villainous time.
I say we have like fire randomly though, so we got like like a little bit of firelight that's in the scene. Just that's how
Yeah.
we're lit.
Right. Sure.
Well, there's some floodlights and those types of things that are in the yard, so it's not.
Oh yeah.
It's not pitch
right.
black.
Like a shipping dock, right?
You're right. I will make the fire.
Yeah. So I would probably first thing like cut all the lights, or either cut all the lights or turn all the lights up super high to blind them. Those are my two options. But probably cut all the lights so they can't see, and then we slip out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
do we want to leave, or are we trying to intercept them?
Well, we just attack them in the dark.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we're trying to hit them.
Sure. Yeah.
So like when the guns point at you, I'm trying to hit a couple of them, right? Like crash into them and like
Oh, you're not going to the warehouse?
That's what I thought. I thought we were trying to fight.
Are you
them.
going to
Nah.
were you? I thought you were taking quick right into the warehouse.
Yeah, whatever the good plan is, I'm doing that.
So I think
Yeah.
I think you and Blue Dragon tried to go in at the same time, kind of,
Mhm.
and you're quick enough that they didn't see you, but they immediately turned on Blue Dragon. And I was like, I need to come and help. And came running in.
Yeah, I want to crash into the people that are trying to intercept Blue Dragon.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Eric,
All right.
I would like to try to do like a gun kata with my pistols, like trying to take out as many of these fools as I can, but like as awesome as I can.
Yep, sounds good. And it's definitely so it's I'm gonna go desperate standard.
Okay.
Well, so is that before we
so-
turn the lights out?
yeah.
'Cause we could turn the lights out. It's a
Yeah.
setup.
Right.
want
I was
that.
thinking I would
Okay.
I would do
Sure.
a setup of.
All right.
So if you want to do the setup to turn on lights, that's perfect.
Yeah. So this is going to be sneaky and sabotage, which I have
Sabotage.
2
So
dice.
yours is it's desperate. The effect doesn't really matter because if you're
Yeah, and-
successful, you're successful.
I am
Right.
using my power.
Okay.
So that's an extra die and a stress die, right?
Yep.
Okay. So my stress die was a 2. I got a 5.
You got a 5. Okay. All right. So
I should pause, by the way, to explain the dice a little more, because this
sure.
is the first time we're doing
Go
any
for it.
blades-based thing. Most Hacked in the Dark games have you roll a certain number of dice and you pick the highest. So I rolled 2 1s and a 5, so I rolled a 5. Usually a 6 is a success, 1 through 3 is a failure, and a 4 or 5 is a mixed success or a limited success or something along those lines. Continue.
all right. So the lights do go out, but not before the guards have gotten closer, and a few of them have managed to get some rounds off at you as they saw you kind of making some motions. So it would be a level 3 harm since it was a desperate action. So to resist, first of all, are you wearing armor?
Say yes.
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 Yes. Thing I
Use the
probably
bonus
wouldn't
side.
typically, but yeah, I'd going in guns blazing, I probably would have something.
All right. Yes, if you mark off armor,
Yep.
and then since you're using armor, you would roll 1 stress die and 1 normal die.
Okay, just marking off the armor. I got 2 6s.
2
6 on
6s.
each.
All right, so your stress does go up by 1, but since you critted, you don't take any damage.
Okay, great.
All right, and the lights are off. So Rrayy, as a setup action, what do you want to improve your position or your effect? So you're desperate.
My
Desperate
effect.
standard right now. Effect. Okay,
Definitely
so
my
desperate, great.
effect. And what I want to
And then-
do is I want to manifest my constructs again. So
Okay.
that's 2, right? I got 2 dice for that. And then I want to do it so forcefully. So what I'm going to do.
Wait,
Sorry.
so
how do I build my the mastery dice
so you're
pool? I
doing it
have 2.
forcefully.
Yeah.
No, mastery is how powerful it is. So it would be like comparison to
Okay.
the
Copy
threat.
that.
The threat.
Yeah.
Would I
So-
be doing a setup since I'm trying to crash into them to kind of give them an opportunity to shoot them all?
Do you want to
So I
do
don't
a
know how.
setup, or do you want to do a?
Or we might do it together. Maybe it's a teamwork. I'm not sure. Like,
You guys could do a teamwork, or you could just take an action.
because I'm doing maneuver.
Yeah, so I don't know how you have it work. I believe in regular Blades, a setup action can affect multiple follow-up actions. So my setup would
Right.
affect both of your individual
Correct.
actions.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. I'll help out then, I guess, after the guns start shooting, maybe? That seems fun.
And so I think this is when I'm going to go ahead and spend my point also that from that crit. I'm going to activate my back door and have the drone suddenly switch its gun from shooting him to shooting at the guards. So that
All right,
should
nice.
improve his position.
Yep.
All right. So forcefully, and I'm also trying to deceive them because it's gonna be like, so I'm gonna make like little like light construct clones with pistols, and then they're just gonna be like and shoot them from all sorts of directions. And I
Okay.
will also try to invoke my drive by making some sort of quip about curiosity while I'm offing these fools and be like, "You know not what you see," or some shit like that. So.
That's a bit of a stress, but I'll let it go.
All right. All right. So
So you're rolling
that's
like what, 5 dice or something ridiculous?
4. I got 4.
4? Okay.
One of
Yeah,
them was a
let's-
stress die, or
One stress
Yeah, and I rolled a 6,
on.
and I rolled a 6. Let's say it's the stress die 6 because it was by itself.
okay.
All right. So yeah, so that would increase your stress by 1. Yeah. So I'll let you describe what you do, but you take them down.
Well, all right. So like, yeah, teleporting all over the place, and then they're trying to fire back, but they can't really hit, and they just get shot like, pluh, 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 and eventually there's none of them left, and just me, and we go to a wide.
All right. So, so as you guys scan around the kind of outside of the warehouse, you don't see anything else out there. There is a drone that had also been firing on some of the minions.
I want to imagine like
It
Lyra.
was loud. Go ahead.
Oh, God. I was gonna say Lyra just responds by like shadow warping in there or something and being like they're gone. She's just like, well, good job.
I think
Right.
I think you sent a couple of the bodies spinning as you kind of sped through before they hit the ground. All right, so you know you were loud, so you're guessing you're pretty loud, so you're guessing that the folks inside of the warehouse are aware that you're coming.
So I'm thinking I want to direct the drone to go in first, just like
Okay.
peek in the door as one of their friendly drones and look around. And then pass that intel on to the rest of the party so that they can attack more effectively. So like as a setup action, I guess.
Okay. So so the you don't get much of a view. They actually blow the drone to bits.
Oh, okay.
when the doors open, but you do get a sense that there's quite a few. It's a cliche, but they're black. They're wearing black head to toe armor, kind of a faceless matte gray mask, and you see a few of them take shots at the drone, and then it goes dark.
Goon squad.
Is there a way to use illusions here to help? Maybe to distract them while we go in through another entrance? I've got Mentalist at 1 mastery.
Yep. So you would be able to, with Mentalist, you would be able to do an illusion. So.
Yeah, I want to make it look like gang members, like young teenagers goes in one of the doors, and then we go in the other way.
All right. Okay. So pick the approach that you want, and then that you think would make the most sense for this.
Flashy.
Flashy, and then add a dark die for the power. And
okay.
This is going to be. I'm just going to say. It's risky great for this.
Yeah, so if I had a skill in sabotage, that would be a +D or something if I wanted to, but maneuver doesn't, because I'm not really maneuvering, right? So
correct. Right.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, I got 2 dice. 1 is a dark die.
All right. Are you doing this more as like a setup?
Would
you say to get in?
I'm hoping it distracts them.
Yeah.
It definitely distracts them, which sounds kind of setup-y.
Yeah.
Is there someone who maybe there's following up on this? I think that's.
I think we'll probably follow up with like a team action. So
maybe it draw. Right. It would be, if nobody's got a team action planned, I think I'm trying to draw them out, right, in a precarious spot, so that they're like, oh crap, and they're surprised. Even though they heard the bullets, they're going to think they got them right there at the edge of the doorway, but it's totally not. That's us when we sweep in.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. So we have a team action to ambush or something like that.
Okay,
yeah,
sounds good.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm going to say I'm going to whisper y'all and be like, never give up. We got this. That's like me hitting hope, basically. I'm trying to hit hope.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Drive. Oh, it's a double 1.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you don't increase your stress at least.
Yay. But I don't do much.
That was cheesy.
Wait, I'll do Ooh. That was risky though.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So I'm gonna. I think this just. They're aware that. So they're aware that somebody's out there that's not playing things straight, right? So the illusion just wasn't convincing enough, so they could definitely tell that somebody was trying to trick them, and so it's going to put you at a worse position.
Does anyone? So okay, no, we want the stuff in the warehouse. I was going to say, couldn't just blow them up in there, but I think we actually want the things.
Yeah. So I can lead the frontal assault because my suit will protect me. So I could just charge in and you guys step in behind and just shoot them all. Y'all got some sort of range power?
Yes.
Yeah, my power is not. Well, okay, yeah. My power is not super combative, but I can figure something out. I can
do it, baby.
I can get
roll those dice, see what happens.
Yeah.
So is this a team? Are you guys gonna do this as a team?
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So
together.
So Hijack, are you leading? You're leading the team roll then?
Yeah. So from my controlled position, I'm just going to emerge with my repulsors already charged and just shockwave them all back. Yeah.
All right. Sounds good. And you're actually going to roll a dark die and swap a dark die since you're leading a team action.
Okay.
The rest of you are.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull a pistol to help.
The rest of you, however you're going to approach it.
Yeah, I probably pull like a shotgun or something. because my drive is power, and I just want to get it. I'm like, even though I'm not the leader, I'm like giving directions.
All right, sounds good.
I am just walking straight forward and just offing dudes with my pistols wherever I see.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying to like rapid fire,
Mhm.
right? With I guess I got 2 pistols. Is that 2 load?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm imagining 2 now. Now that I think about actually attacking.
All right.
So
I sounds like a forceful approach for me, and I've got 0 dice in that. So how does that work in this system?
If you end up with 0 dice, then it would be the same as Blades, where you roll 2 and take the lower. But since you're adding a dark die, let's see, you got to.
you'd have 1 die, and it is
What's
a stress die.
What's your skill?
And then would I swap the dark die to a dark die?
What's your? Do you have a skill that fits?
Athletics doesn't seem that fitting to me,
Nope.
but
No.
What other approaches do you have?
I've got 1 in cleverly and 2 in quickly.
All right. Are you moving in quickly?
Yes.
Sure.
Your dice have been returned.
I'm hitting them forcefully, but you could say that I did so quickly. Yes.
Forcefully and quickly.
I mean, I would envision this as you know, you're
forceful.
fair amount of agility,
Hijack, the
fair amount of agility
powerhouse.
and those types of things. So
Okay. In that case, maybe athletics qualifies as well, if I'm
Yeah.
doing it fast. All
Sure.
right.
So maybe instead of
So then I'm rolling
knocking-
2 light and 2 dark instead of 0.
correct.
All right. That's
so maybe instead of
significantly
knocking
better.
everyone down, you're like rocketing over them and pushing them into the ground and just like bouncing around
Yeah,
athletically and quickly.
that would work. That would mean I wouldn't be providing as much cover for you guys, but I guess narratively it doesn't really matter.
You push them down.
Yeah, right. You're knocking the guns from their hands and that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and roll that.
Yeah, all of you guys can roll.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
right.
got
So
one.
we're all rolling the same approach and skill.
Yes.
Okay. So
Oh,
sorry, that
okay.
was quickly
Yeah.
and athletics. Okay, so I have neither. So
I have quickly.
And if you want, you can use a power as part of the team.
I did a 4 on my
Got a
roll.
4?
I got a 5. So
5.
I rolled a 1.
I got a 6.
Ian's got a 6.
Yep.
Woo! All right.
And
So
mark another point of stress.
Great.
Stress out on my next roll.
So just as a reminder, then you can compel your flaw to attempt to reduce your
Reduce your
stress.
Yeah.
Good.
So,
All right.
Yeah.
So the minions have kind of been thrown in a variety of different directions, and mowed down by shotguns and tons of pistol fire. And as you kind of come in, you see just a kind of a streak of this kind of dark greenish color just kind of go flying up kind of into the catwalks and lifts and stuff up above. And you didn't get a good look, but it was probably a person of some sort.
Dangerous person.
Potentially a dangerous person. And but the right now the minions do not seem to be much of an issue for you guys anymore. There are some crates in the middle of the warehouse, not as many as you would expect in a warehouse, but they are there.
To be clear, they've been shot or like pushed down or
The minions.
are they just knocked out? Or?
A combination of both, right? So some of them were thrown around by Hijack, and then the rest of you went in guns a-blazing. So quite a few of them were riddled with bullets as they were being thrown around.
Did any of them have radios?
Yes.
I want to grab a radio and
All right.
start to do the thing where I talk crap through the radio to distract them. Like,
Okay.
I'm like, what should I say, right? To
Mhm.
to the others, I'm like, what should I say?
Wait, so did they get away? The baddie, we have the crates, right? We have the loot, and they're gone.
Yeah. Now we need to get out.
Oh wait,
yeah.
they left? Oh man.
Maybe.
So I'm gonna point break it and be like, ah! And just fire up a round into the sky in frustration.
So I mean, you saw a flash run up, flash of something run up into the kind of catwalk.
So it's whatever it is, it's still here, presumably.
I
I'm
don't know
going
that.
to have some paranoia and turn all the lights on brightly to reveal everything in here, and we can see
Okay.
what it was.
I don't want you to do that. Ooh.
You could try to stop me.
Maybe I could meld with darkness, and you might know that. Maybe I could meld up there and blink around between different hiding places. That's another thing that's listed for shadow, and that's kind of my thing.
Yeah, I can do this briefly.
I mean, maybe you would know to wait until I teleport
Yeah,
or
exactly.
something.
Yeah, and this is also a warehouse. So if you turn lights on, it's not like it doesn't illuminate everything. Right? So
There's
Oh.
still going to be
if
shadows.
you turn lights
yeah.
on, there's definitely still shadows.
Sure.
Well, I
the
am also a
brighter the
light.
light, the darker the shadows.
Yes. So I'm also glowing myself as I do this to reveal anything. So do I need to roll for this, or is
I'm sorry, you're also what yourself?
glowing myself?
Oh, okay. All right. No, not for this. You're good. Sorry.
Sorry, I did not.
Yep.
Glowing.
All right. So yeah. So it is fairly bright. Mark, you're. I'm sorry. Feint is doing a quick scout around and jumping from shadow to shadow to see if there's anyone around. You don't find anyone. I assume somebody's going to be looking at what's at the crates.
Sure, I'll pop open one of the crates just to
Okay.
make sure we're getting the goods we expected.
Yeah, so it's not too hard to find out which of the crates are. There's a couple of crates from Cryoplex, so it's not too hard to kind of pop those open. One of them, two of them are pretty standard, what you would expect from a pharmaceutical company, right? So it's different
Drugs.
name
Pills and
brands,
stuff, yeah.
different name brands worth of pills that you kind of recognize. The third box is not at all what you expected. It's there's not drugs at all in it. So what is it?
Well, it's got to be a person, right? It's Cryoplex, and there's a mysterious crate, so obviously
Walt
there's someone
Disney.
frozen in there.
Can we do Walt Disney? Can we do Disney?
It's brownies, and it's all labeled Walt Disney Part 1,
Yeah.
Part 2, Part 3.
Maybe Dosney or something to avoid if they
Right.
Yeah.
We're sorry, Lord Mouse. Please forgive us.
Yes.
Apple Disneyplex.
So the shipping label for this one says Frisbee.
Frisbee. Frisbee.
All right, so you open up this last crate and you're kind of you're quite surprised. There's a body in it, and the body is in a tank of some a tank. It looks like there's some fluid in there. There's a bit of a digital. There's a digital panel on the side of it.
Do they look like they're being preserved or dead?
It's you're not exactly sure what's going on, but Hijack is the one that's kind of looking at it, so I'll let Hijack describe.
So yeah, I look it over. I'm just like, what the hell? And then I hear the sounds going on in the rafters, and I'm like, we're gonna have to figure this out back at our base. And so I'm gonna just close it back up and say, we're taking this one with us.
All right.
Yeah, Feint's
Yeah.
gonna like nod and be like, "Yeah, that's a good idea." And I want actually, as a player, I'm interested to know if the person who's running around up there, if they would it be suffer a consequence if they like got away, or like disappeared, or are we saying
I think they're just up there still.
they're up there?
Well,
You did not see the person, so you can make an assumption that they got away.
Oh, and we can't hear them anymore. Can we hear them?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought somebody teleported up there and was looking for them.
I was gonna do that. I was gonna
That's what I was
teleport.
thinking.
I want to
You
watch
were,
them
yeah.
leaving. I want to try to watch them leave to see who it was and confirm our enemy.
Oh, I thought you already did that.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't roll for it though, but I wanted to do something like that.
Sure. Yeah. So you did see. You did see confirm that it is Dash.
Okay.
So you were able to see her. She kind of, she sped out, but as she got to the fence, she kind of slowed down to get through the fence. So.
Oh yeah, I'm just gonna like randomly shoot bullets down and be like, "You're going down, Dash."
She very quickly gives you a middle finger salute as she continues to run.
Yeah. Like, got your stuff. Right, and then just walk away.
All right. So can we load all this back in the same truck they used and just hijack it?
Yeah, you can. There's, it was brought in from a, from a cargo ship, but yeah, you can find a vehicle to put it in.
Okay.
Kind of a flatbed truck to put it on.
All right. Let's drive this back to our penthouse suite.
All
Hey,
right.
folks. I would suggest maybe like a 3-4 minute bio break right now.
Yeah.
Just
Sounds like a good time.
all done. Cool.
All right.
Awesome.
Yeah, that seems like a good
Is there
spot.
a way to pause the recording, or we just cut it out in the middle?
I can pause it. I'm gonna pause it right now.
Sounds good.
Pausing.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. About to start part 2. Continuing where we left off, we found a body in a crate of things that we were trying to steal. Let's see where that takes us.
Yeah. So, are you actually bringing this up to your headquarters?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
All
hell
right,
yeah.
So it is a little bit tricky, but you are able to kind of smuggle it in through the freight elevator. It's not too often that high-rise apartment complexes have shipping crates that are spirited into a penthouse. But you did manage to get it up there, and you now have a.
We're exceptional.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are supervillains.
Mhm.
So you now have a capsule
Mm-hmm.
with a body inside of it.
Can we say it was packed with the ice cream sandwiches too? Like that's how they kept the whole bunch of them.
I think
Not
we
ice
at
cream
least-
not ice cream sandwiches, but it did have a lot of bubble wrap. So,
All right.
some
All
of
right,
you can
we're
have fun. Some of you guys can have fun with the bubble wrap.
I think Hijack probably stole a bunch of the ice cream sandwiches with the gluttony flaw, though.
Good point. Yeah.
Probably Feint has like unrolled the bubble wrap now and is like laying on it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Rolling
like,
back and forth.
Yeah, kind of like popping some. Yeah, the ones that'll pop. And when
I
they
think
don't
it's-
pop, she's like hitting the butt of her gun on it.
We should relieve stress for that.
All right.
I'm just prepping for later.
Like,
I think it's hilarious that Feint is very, shadowy, but not quiet.
Yeah.
Correct. All right, so you got this body. What do you guys want to do? You've got a body. That it's something that Dash was interested in. Dash did get away, which is disappointing. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe you're excited that Dash got away. I shouldn't put thoughts into your heads.
I'm used to Dash getting away at this point, so
All right.
I'm hopeful we'll catch Dash later. Mhm.
one
Yeah.
day.
So, what do you guys think you want to do next?
Start a project to find Dash.
Yeah, we probably want to. So, did we determine if this person is actually alive?
So I'm looking at the console, right? There's all the lights and the beeping noises and stuff. So I would assume they're being kept cold for a reason. Either
Yes.
they're alive or they're dead, but somebody's planning to bring them back to life later. It needs them intact.
Yeah. You actually do see, you see what you think would be vital signs that are being monitored in that display.
Is there like a big obvious like restore button that'll pop them out, or is it not quite that
They're
easy?
not quite that easy.
You know what I want to do? I want to like shoo you all to the corners of the room. I want to put a spotlight on myself and glow brightly. And then as we open it, I say, "Welcome to heaven."
I'm down with that.
I'm gonna look like the clergy of your tabernacle.
Yep.
I don't know. I look like a shadowy thing probably, so it's probably like looks like the Hades agent.
Maybe,
to your
yeah.
side.
All right. So how are you planning on opening it? That's the good question. That's the next question. Then. There is not an obvious like red button.
I'm like, hey, when of y'all nerds know how to do this stuff? Don't you know how to use computers? I'm pretty good with them, but not like that. I don't know what that is.
Just like I'm gonna swap my audio over because it keeps doing a black screen when I talk.
Okay.
Sure.
I would like to probe the frozen body's mind with my powers.
All right.
I've got mentalism. I could probably help.
Yeah. Let's
We
go.
we like do the mind meld over the thing and like try to see.
Yes, this would be a group.
Oh, I can like project where
All right, I can
like
hear you guys now.
into real
Okay,
life.
good.
You guys want to do that? We can like go to the Twisted World Disneyland.
So I think we're basically making the room that we're in like this like twisted image, and we get to change the perspective because you can summon whatever you want to make the room look whatever you want.
Right.
And then,
Yeah, but they're
Feint
out right
can-
now, right?
yes.
So-
Once we wake them up,
Yeah.
Feint can go into their mind, make them like trick them and think what they want and that kind of thing.
Are you gonna try and read minds first, or?
Ooh, that's a good idea. Maybe they know how to unfreeze them.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe.
they remember the process that was going down when they went in, and clues would be nice.
Mhm.
Mhm.
If
that would be that would be something that
go for
that would be something that somebody could do.
I'm holding my hands.
The
over
mentalist, yeah. So
yes.
so it is something that Feint could do.
Yeah, I'm focusing on their mind, and I'm holding my hands over the case, trying to.
Okay, all right. So yeah, let's go ahead and just make like we'll just make a fortune roll for this one. You are using a power though, so you'll have to you can add a stress die to
That's
it.
just a
Yeah. Okay. And you're doing this with me, right? Right? Characters?
Yep. So I'll roll one.
Let me look at my approaches too. I dismissed them. Right. I think I'm trying to do it carefully.
Okay.
And it may be quickly if that works better for our teamwork. I think quickly might work better. We should try to rush in the mind.
It doesn't
Doesn't matter.
matter for Rrayy.
So just the
Okay.
dice, right?
Yeah, I
2d6.
rolled one dark die and one approach die.
Okay.
Yeah, and I got the 2 on the dark die, but I got a 5 on the approach.
Okay. Perfect. All right.
I rolled a 2.
Okay. So so
Probably
yeah,
doesn't do anything.
so you get you don't get a very clear kind of view of what the person is experiencing, but you definitely get a feeling that of pleasure.
Ooh.
So the person is happy to be in this state, whatever the state is.
Do we see anything that might indicate how they got in there? Like who put them in there? Anything like that? About how to open it?
No, you're really just getting that sense of pleasure that there's that the state that they're in is
Yeah, I'm like, dang, they're happy. They're happy about it. Should we get them out of there or not?
well, I mean, we are villains, so
I don't know.
happy.
yeah.
Not good.
We want to end their party.
Yeah.
I guess we
Well,
could do that.
let's welcome them to heaven,
Okay.
and maybe they'll tell us more if we can get them to trust us.
Right, I stand aside. I stand aside and motion to the thing like, okay, you open it.
So can I flash back to having like stolen a key or anything, or like a pass card or something like that from any of the guards, if they would have had one?
I don't know if they necessarily would have had a pass card to this.
Okay.
Dash might have, but
It's possible that we need to find Dash first then.
Yeah, we can catch Dash.
Or you can try and hijack it. You can try and hack it.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, you can hack this thing, right?
Yeah, I could.
Somebody's got a
Go for
hacky device, right? Some kind of cool workstation, maybe.
I can try to sabotage it as well, but I don't
Oh,
know if that's
yeah.
what we want.
I could break it.
I think the first thing I'd like to do is find out who's in it, because if this company is putting all this effort into making them permanently happy, then they're probably rich, and we could probably get a lot of money out of, having them. So I'm gonna take a picture of their face, or see if there's any biometric data on the computer that I can use to look them up on Google, find out their net worth.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Good plan. Yeah, I'm like, ooh, somebody's got an idea in mind, as I don't know exactly what you're doing, but I see you looking at the face and taking a picture. I'm like, I'm like, what's that about? Yeah, I'm into it. Let me help. I can help Google. I don't know if I can do any programming.
All right, so let's all get on Google and see if we can find out anything about this guy.
All right. So you're doing this as a group action.
I suppose. I mean, is Googling an action? What's our position?
I guess. I mean, we'll do it as a
I think
it's
so
a fortune roll. It's a fortune. It'd be a fortune roll. So
yeah.
What's our position?
I have a question as well. Rules wise, is there just normal assisting, or is it only group actions?
all right. So one of the things that you guys did not do, which reminds me, is so there's not a normal assist, but with the team that you have, you guys did not pick a face, a specialist, or minions.
I said shadows. If we're doing burn down.
All right. Okay. So you've got so your minions are shadows.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's thiefy types, right?
Yep. Yeah. Or you could have a specialist that was something as well. But anyways, so you can basically you get a +1 from your team tags. So from your minions, if it makes sense, or from luxury extras in your penthouse, if it's a situation that makes sense.
So, I mean, we probably have a really good camera. We probably
Do we have access to Google Prime?
I imagine that I have like a pretty good social media following, so I probably am like an Instagram
You send out the picture of this frozen guy. Anyone know who this is?
of the face, right?
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Yeah.
Hey, we kidnapped this guy. Does anybody recognize him?
Check out this cool Photoshop. Do you know who the model is?
So we probably should be using renown for your character, even though it's not the elites, but you can compel that tag for luxury extras.
Do you roll the fortune, or do we roll fortunes in this game?
You guys do. I'm not gonna roll. I guess I could, but
so how many I can roll? How many base dice would that be? +1
so +1 for that. Is anyone using any kind of powers or anything?
I don't have Google Foo.
Yeah,
if,
right. That would make a great power, but
yeah.
Wait, is that a power?
I have a journalist friend. I can ask if I can try to use them as a contact.
Yep. So I'll give you another +1 for that, and then if you think you've got an approach that would make sense, you can add that as well. So I would say that Well, if you're pumping it out to your social media network, I would say that would count as flashy.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Sure. So that's 4 dice.
okay.
5.
5. Okay.
Mhm.
So you did get a name. So it's Tafari Sayef. And
What's his net worth?
Mhm.
he is fairly wealthy. So the he's actually from the Middle East, which I guess by the name you could kind of guess that. He actually went missing. Went missing quite a while ago, and it wasn't went missing about 3 weeks ago. It wasn't that hard for you to find information because you were able to get the news stories pretty quickly from this.
Question is,
Yes.
are they in fluid? Is that right?
Yes.
They're completely submerged. All right, interesting. I'm like, let's keep them in the fluid for a bit and keep them in the juice,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll talk to the family.
Yeah, that's a plan. Because I mean, there's 2 people we could sell him back to his family.
Mhm.
But the other thing we can do is we can blackmail this corporation because they've got their logo and their technology all over this.
That's also
And
true.
if they kidnap this dude, we can get a lot more out of them.
Yeah, we could prep the
Right.
news story to break and then then hit them with a call like, yo, you don't want this story out.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the desperate approach because I'm sure they're gonna hit back like crazy. But I think that's the more rewarding plan.
Right. I think I'm like kind of like, sounds crazy, but maybe it'll work.
Just crazy enough to work.
Yeah, it's just crazy enough to get us a bunch of money too.
Yeah. Right. Well, we
Yeah.
were mercenary as our
Yeah.
reputation, I think it was. So, yeah.
Mm.
Whatever will get us the most money.
Well,
Okay.
if we want to be mercenaries for them, we should probably just give them the info and say we should be your friend. We should be your team.
I think mercenaries like to ask for money first.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, but this is kind of not mercenary. This is more like what do you call it?
Extortion.
Yeah, extortion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if they're mutually exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do both.
Right. We can blackmail them into becoming their team.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
If we find we want to work for them. All right. So I think we should reach out to them then. Probably not call the front desk. We should probably send a more discreet message. So we could either track down Dash first, because she would have the contact info. Or did you keep that radio from one of their guards?
Yeah.
Call
I
him
would've
on the
kept
radio?
it. Yeah, I would have kept it. I would try it. I start to like, Dash, are you there? And I'm listening.
So after a while, she actually responds.
Maybe I'm doing psychic stuff with it too, where I'm like trying to broadcast it out, right? Like mentalize it.
So
Dash.
yeah, so she responds, and so, who is this?
It's your buddy from the other day. You know, the one that got your box.
Who are you?
Would we give him a fake name? We'd just be like, them boys.
Well, I'm always after fame. I would say you can give him my name.
Oh, yeah.
Which one was that? Was that
Yeah, hold on. Yeah, what's your character's name again?
Lumen.
Sorry. Lemon?
okay?
Lumen.
It's Lemon.
Lemon. You know, it's yellow.
You
it's
can
yellow.
say lemon and
I'm sorry.
It's yellow light, so that works.
yeah.
I'm like Lemon's friends.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. So it's part of Burn Down's crew, huh?
The one and the same. What about it?
So why are you trying to reach me?
I think I'm trying to reach them to kind of like to find out where they're at, right? So I'm like, want to meet up?
No.
Well,
We're trying to get in contact with their boss.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Are they even? What do we know about them? That's what I'm interested to know. Like, what do we already know?
What do you know about which one? The corp or
Dash
the
or Cryo?
Dash.
Dash? Okay.
Yeah.
So Dash
He works for them, right?
is Hijack's rival. So Ian, what does Hijack know about Dash? I mean, I know. So I know that.
She's a speedster for hire, like works for corporate corporations and does a lot of security work. And so she's got a lot of money and connections that way. And I know she doesn't like me because I've beaten her several times when she's trying to protect convoys, and I just shove her out of the way and take the convoy away.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So you do know she primarily works for prison companies.
Yeah, I'm probably going to use that to my advantage and be like, be a shame if one of your next jobs became jeopardized. Maybe you want to cook us up with your last employer?
And why would I want to do that?
Save face.
They don't tend to hire kidnappers in the legal superhero circles, I don't think.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm like holding it up so they can.
So you have something. So you have something of mine, and I want it back.
Yeah, maybe you want to save face with them.
I don't. Well,
yeah,
you want it back, but I don't think you can afford what we're asking. So maybe you should put us in touch with somebody with deeper pockets and the same interests.
Yeah. I'm giving you thumbs up in character too. I'm like,
yeah.
Twist
the screws.
Well, now that I know who has it, what's my incentive to give you any additional information instead of just coming and getting it myself?
You're welcome. Come on in. Give him an address somewhere nearby. We can set up a trap.
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere where we have the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, deep shadows and technology around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lights, lots of lights to blind people.
Yep. Yeah.
She
is at the abandoned GameStop.
she is a pro, so she probably wouldn't come to a place of your choosing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we're like, meet us at the arcade.
Well, no, we don't want to be. She's like, oh, I'm gonna come steal it from you. Try it.
Yeah, try it. Right. Exactly. We'll be waiting.
Or you can put us in touch with your bosses, and we'll give it to you willingly.
Yeah, we'll even put a good word in for you.
Yeah.
Lie to them.
Yeah.
I don't think my client would appreciate that.
Well, let's see how they appreciate us putting it out on the news. We'll go ahead and return this person to their family, collect a little money, put out a little news story. I'm sure it'll be a great PR moment for you and them together.
That would be a really bad idea.
Well, you've got, 24 hours to figure it out, and then we'll go ahead and just put out the news story.
Shouldn't take too long to go viral.
Mm-mm.
All right, I'll let me call you back.
All right.
Is there a number where I can reach you?
This radio we stole.
Mm-hmm.
Push a finger in his eye as we depart that.
So it doesn't take too long. It's 10, 15 minutes later. She calls back and she says,
her. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right. She meet me at the Star Club tonight at 11.
Have you heard of the Star Club?
It's a pretty high end nightclub that's at the top of the top of a tower in downtown.
Okay. So
Sure.
I'll put together, a message that's like, if I don't stop this message by 6 a.m., then the whole news story comes out, and all the pictures get uploaded online and all that.
Right. The backup plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then do we have any kind of downtime before we go out? Because I could really stand to lose some stress.
Sure.
Mm.
Yep. Yeah. Go for it. Let's just take we won't do like long-term projects and stuff, but why don't we go ahead and do downtime to relieve some stress and those
And show off the downtime rules.
yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So what
Alright.
are our
I've got
options?
one or
Same
two.
as Blades, or?
So I see the list of options here. Are they on the
I think they're on the table. Yeah.
table?
Yeah. They would be down. You've got the cheat sheets on the bottom, I think.
Yeah, you're close. Down below the flashback stuff, I think.
Go to
I
the
don't.
left.
I don't see
Go to the
downtime
left.
as one of those.
Oh,
Or they go to the left.
left.
Yeah.
No.
You don't have the. Okay, that's just the character creation. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
So I got it.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah. I mean, I won't throw it up there, but I can.
You can read it off.
Yeah, it's not. Maybe I can read it.
We'll
off.
be familiar with them. We can explain as we're going what they are and what they mean.
Yep. So there are. It is fairly similar. You can do acquire an asset. Normally, you can do a long-term project. You can recover from harm. Reduce infamy, which is kind of like heat. You don't need to worry about that at this point. Or you can reset your stress.
Did we gain
I'm going to reset my stress.
Yeah,
So,
we gain
well,
no infamy, or we don't have to worry about it right now. Is that what you're saying?
yeah, I'm just doing a quick. We'll just do kind of a quick downtime. We won't go through the whole.
Just like one each or something.
Yeah.
Normally it would be two.
Yep. So if you want to, to reset stress, you roll your current stress rating.
So I'd roll 5 dice.
Yep.
Okay,
All right.
3 dice. And then what do you do with the numbers?
What'd you get? What was your highest number?
2.
2? Are you serious?
Yeah,
On
I
5
rolled.
dice. All right. So your stress is reset, and your behavior you're a little bit on edge. So your team's kind of irritated by you, but nothing major. So
I got a 4
you got a 4.
on 5 dice.
All right. So so what's your flaw?
Wrath currently. Oh no, gluttony.
Gluttony. All right. So how does your flaw piss off the rest of your team while you guys are waiting for the next thing to happen?
What's your flaw?
Oh, I know. So my flaw is gluttony, which is wasteful spending. And so everybody's just like chilling, and I'm like, oh, okay, I got to go out and run a quick errand. And so I leave, and I come back, and I just start dishing out just all these expensive gifts. I'm like, hey, look, we got a new TV, we got this new stuff, and everybody's like, wow, you bought all this yourself? And I'm like, what? No, I sold one of those crates of drugs we just stole. Yeah, look here. We got a 26-inch TV. So let me take this 24-inch TV and punt it out the window. We don't need that shit anymore. Woo! Drug money.
All right, good.
Yeah, Lyra is like playing video games, and you do that, and the TV goes out the window. And I just keep watching, and I keep pressing the buttons like I'm still doing the thing, and I can't see what's going on in the game. I'm like, oh, I think it's paused. I hope. Oh,
I put in the new bigger TV, so it's fine. It's fine.
I'm like, oh, whoo. I'm like, oh, round over.
All right. Did anyone else need to reset their stress?
Mine was pretty low, so.
Okay. All right.
So yeah, to spell out the mechanic, you're rolling number of dice equal to your stress, and the higher you roll, the more, I guess, internal conflict there is.
Right.
Which I think is a really cool idea.
And it's more fun if it's internal, but it doesn't have to be. It could be, for example, it could be something with your friend or a contact. It could be an issue with police or another faction. But if you do roll 6, which I was kind of hoping for, there's a significant issue with team strife, and I can compel the team to bicker at an inappropriate time.
Cool.
So in the middle of a mission, I can say, "Hey, you guys are arguing over this, and it gets in the way of getting something done."
Yeah,
really
I
like
got
that.
2, 2, 3, 3, 4, so I'm feeling pretty lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
All right. So is there anything you guys want to do before you head off to the club?
The one downtime action I would do is improve my renown. I would definitely be flooding my social media, all the social medias, with like it's probably like a news posting about what just happened, and then
Okay.
I just like post the news posting with like a winky face
Sure.
and that kind of thing.
All right.
Beat Dash again.
And
Wow.
I'll
Yeah, right.
I can explain renown as well. It's actually much more of like a in most cases it's much more of a narrative type of a thing. So the higher your renown is on a scale of 1 to 6, the more recognizable you are, the more famous you are. It's primarily there for if you decide to be the corporate lackey, sort of like in the comic The Boys, where you're being carefully managed by a PR team as a brand and those types of things. So in that case, you would need to be pay more attention to your renown and keep it up. You can use it still in any of the other team types. It's just that it's definitely much more of a narrative impact as far as that goes.
Yeah. Well,
You're more than
yeah,
welcome to
and
do that. So
I think it would be a big narrative drive for my character.
absolutely,
So.
yep, yeah. So you just you roll 1d, and if it's higher, you're at 1. I think for renown now.
So yeah, I rolled a 4. So
yep, yeah. So it goes up by 1.
Great.
All the way up to who? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got you've got like
Got a
7.
bigger following.
You have more followers than we have right now.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, I have an idea. I want to have some kind of a trap waiting, like we said.
Okay.
So maybe like find trap items or surprise items or something. You know, I'm trying to get some kind of like a special item to use.
Ooh.
Sure.
Oh, okay.
And
What you got?
if somebody's got an idea, that's great. Otherwise, I would say that's a perfect flashback.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
flashback. I was just going to say it might be cool to get some of our shadows into the club as just like club patrons. And so they're just like out having fun dancing. But then if things go south, they can all draw guns and help us out.
I was gonna say maybe a team of news reporters on standby to just be like, if we got to run, they'll like run into them.
So
I mean-
I'll just say both of those are. We'll keep this kind of in the spirit of Blades. Both of those are easy flashbacks to do. So
Cool.
if it makes sense for you to flashback and say, "Hey, we had a team of reporters on call," that's a pretty easy flashback. Or if you want to have your minions in the club, that's also a pretty easy flashback. So those types of things are definitely can be done.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've got a
Could-
downtime activity, so I guess I
Sure.
haven't used. So I guess that's what I'll hang on to it for that moment we need it.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'll pull out some kind of cool item and acquire that.
Yeah, right. When
Yeah,
you need
acquire
it.
asset.
Yep, that works as well.
Quick, again, aside for people who are not familiar with Blades, Blades heavily features the flashback mechanic where, like we just said, if it's something that if it comes up and we need it, we say, oh yes, I planned this and this is how it works. So when it comes up that we need someone to record everything, then we say, oh yeah, of course we have the journalists exactly where we need them and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're quantum wizards.
Yes.
Yeah. The whole point of that is that the game is basically saying that your characters are good at what they do.
Right.
So even though as players we may not be mastermind villains, our characters are. So they would have thought of something.
Right. This is like the moment when they reveal the villain's plan.
Yep,
And they
exactly.
flash back to where they prepared it briefly, and then they cut back in, and we're like, we got the thing.
Except the villain's plans might actually work in this case.
Yes.
Mhm.
Unlike in the
Right.
movies. All right.
Yeah.
So so the unless there's any kind of information you might want to try and find ahead of time. Otherwise, we can.
I'm
Yes,
good flashing back for anything else that we need.
Yeah,
Okay.
we'll just walk in, see what
All right.
happens.
All right, sounds good. So There is a line to get in. They do look some of you up and down, and some of you it's kind of no problem. You're dressed in a way that makes you look like like you belong.
I mostly imagine that we're just all in like villain costume, and then it's like costume day at the nightclub, and so no one looks the other way.
We're hoping. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm normal load, so I can move kind of quicker.
I heard Star Club. I assume this was a place where superheroes were like allowed in costume.
Right. Yeah.
And we just claim we're heroes. I mean, who's
Yeah,
going to say we're not?
We didn't actually define the world ahead of time to know how common superheroes are. So if you want to, if you actually want to go into a den of superheroes as supervillains, go for it.
Hell yeah!
I'll have some fun with that.
Oh,
Sure.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. So,
well, we're going
so-
into a den of supers. I mean, let's not make any assumptions about their morality.
Right.
Yeah. Right. They could be heroes or villains. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
all right.
And
So
there's
so, yeah.
probably a lot of neutrals, right? Like
Yeah,
people
right.
who just use their powers for money.
Right.
So as you go on, I'm gonna say that supers really are not that common.
Sure.
There might be a couple in there in the nightclub, including the DJ.
So it's enough for us to skip the line, is what you're saying? Because we're cool.
Depending on how cool your suits look. I mean, I've seen some suits that probably would not get you into a nightclub. But you do manage to get yourselves in after a while, or some of you may just decide to blink in through the shadows. So you are able to get in. It's definitely thumping. The dance floor is full. People are lined up to the bar. Social distancing is not in effect.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize the DJ right away with a bit of a groan. It's DJ Dragon Z. He's kind of a K-pop phenom,
Nice.
and just got some kind of pyrotechnics and things going off around him as he's doing his thing.
Like, pyro, woo!
Yeah. He's definitely one of those corporate lackey type of type of supers. So you're not the most thrilled to see him, but he's there. And kind of as you walk in, you do see Dash standing on kind of a raised, or she's standing on a raised platform with a few people dressed in the same or similar to how they were dressed in the warehouse.
All black.
So all black with.
Okay.
They don't have their masks on this time.
Okay.
But
Even Dash, or
Dash does not have her mask on. Does not have a mask on.
secret
I kinda
identity
wanna-
ruined.
Yeah, I kind of want to like have an outfit on, but it's like it's really dark, of course, but there's like purple stripes on it, and
Yeah.
and like no mask, but I'm just in the back, like I was like woo whenever I saw the pyro, but then I was like, oh, it's Dragon Z. Oh, I was like, oh, I hate that guy. I hate that person. Oh man, and I start talking trash, and I'm like, where's the others? I'm like trying to see your outfits.
Yeah, I'm wearing only the most fashionable outfit, and I also like mutter like I've done better sets than Dragon Z.
I'm like, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to discern
What about
the power of K-pop by studying very carefully.
Yeah, he because he's plastered all over the place. He's pretty formidable.
He's
So
very
I-
formidable.
What was
I
that?
see his picture. He's very formidable. I see his
What?
pictures everywhere. We must not underestimate him.
I know how I can drive my flaw.
So I'm sort of like agreeing, like, oh yeah, this is so bad. But if anybody's actually paying attention, they notice my character's like nodding along to the music because he's actually a little bit of a Dragon Z fan.
Mhm.
But he doesn't tell anybody that, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, I think I go like, isn't this awful? And then I see you kind of like bobbing your head, and I'm just like,
I'm like, yeah, awful.
All right. Yes. Go ahead.
And Hijack's in his full like suit, which is like a Ultron Iron Man sort of thing, like just metal everywhere.
Okay.
Probably weighs a ton.
Yeah, you definitely get some some looks, and you know, you're not all that well known, so you know, people aren't quite sure what to make of you, if you're the real deal or if you're just wearing a shiny costume.
Right.
Could be either one. You know, and Dash is just staring down at you guys.
Let's get up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do we see anybody else we know?
Yeah, who do you see?
I was thinking maybe my rival's there, and I'm just like making a beeline and mess shit up and get distracted.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so you do see, I'll let you describe.
All right, so I see Lay the Stone, and that mother trucker has an entire table to himself in the nightclub, and the rage, my internal rage, just burns, and I can't take it anymore. And I just point to him and I go, "Stop!" I make a beeline with my powers, ready to lay down.
All right. So you guys see.
Are you even taking a compel here, or are you just doing it?
Just doing it.
So you guys see Blue Dragon head off in a completely different direction. You hear something that sounds like stone or bone or Rome or something like that come out of his mouth. It's hard to tell because the music is really loud.
Yeah, and I have a mask on, so it's like.
Yeah. Amazingly, masks don't get in the way of understanding people, so you don't have to worry about that part. But
These worlds.
yeah, so as you guys are headed up the platform, you just kind of notice that Blue Dragon turns and runs off in a different direction.
I'm just like blue, and then they're gone. So I'm like, what
if
did
you pay-
do? What?
I'm just gonna keep walking and pretend it's all part of the plan.
All right. Yes.
Yeah. Right.
And Dash does follow a little bit with kind of a confused look on her face. And if you guys do follow kind of take a look at all, you do see Blue Dragon kind of bobbing and weaving through the crowd to get to, it looks like he's headed towards a table that has just a pretty large human.
Yeah, he's a stone.
Yeah. Pretty large, just solid, you know, not necessarily well defined, but definitely hard, sitting at a table by himself.
I'm picturing like Fantastic Four, the stone guy.
The thing.
Yeah.
The thing, yeah.
I probably would also ignore it and approach Dash.
Okay.
My goal is to ask Dash to dance, and then like pose it as a very theatrical like exchange of information type thing.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
That'll give me a chance to get the business people alone without Dash to help them out.
Right.
All right. So I'm gonna have you roll just a
Sure.
Dance check.
excuse
Yeah.
me.
I mean, this is definitely flashy.
Yeah. I'm gonna there's some risk. There's some risk here, not much. So we'll just go with the kind of the risky standard, the default. But there's definitely some risk, or at least socially.
While he's getting into position, I'm gonna be like, "Last time I saw you, I was but a young baby dragon, but now my powers are threefold."
It's just like a whole different movie going on there.
So you guys all see if you are paying any attention at all to what Blue Dragon is doing, you do see some movement in that area as people are starting to kind of push away from
Former
that
Rrayy.
table, and this
Fight.
this ginormous this ginormous human crosses his arm and is just staring directly at Blue Dragon. And none of you can hear what he says, but you do think you see his lips move. And he just says in this kind of grating, gravelly voice, "I see through you to who you really are."
I want to know if you want help. Like maybe I should just flash behind and tap us on the shoulder and be like, autograph, and see if I can distract him while you like make your move. I don't know, like that. I'm wondering if that's the thing you're trying to do here, or are you trying to draw out the conversation?
No, I think
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to complicate things. So I'm just gonna
I'm into it.
I'm gonna try and fuck him up.
All right.
Let's see where that gets me.
All right.
Let's see.
So I'm gonna do that to set you up.
You know what? So yeah, I think tonally what would be funny here is if like since this world has a bunch of guns and stuff, if I just like after all that monologuing and stuff, I'm gonna take out my pistols and just like try and shoot him, but knowing that he's a stone and like but knowing that it's also a nightclub and people are going to freak out. And yeah.
It could be part of the plan. We're trying to create a scene so that we're putting Dash on the back foot or something.
Yeah.
All right.
So I would say
It's a setup action.
I don't know how much effect I got, but I would say I'm trying to approach this quite forcefully.
All right. So there is a difference in threat here.
Okay.
So I'm going to say that it's right now it's just risky still, but it's risky 0 effect. No
Okay.
effect.
Ooh.
All right. Well, I'm gonna roll anyway. Ha, motherfucker! I got 6 anyway. Tell me what happens.
All right. So
Accomplish nothing with no
The bullets-
consequences.
the bullets fly into or just beeline. One of them hits him right in the middle, right in the chest. The other one hits him right,
Accuracy, though.
just beautifully placed shots. And they ricochet off. Luckily, they don't ricochet off into anyone. And he smirks. I'm trying to imagine what a stone would look like smirking, but he smirks and flips the table up and over into you and stands up.
I'm just gonna look at my guns and say, "Huh, I really thought that would work." And then look-
Here's the smirk of a stone face.
Yes, there you go.
I'd like to take advantage of that setup action. I
Okay.
put my hand on the table. I look straight at the corporate guys and I say, "Look, we're crazy. So you need to hand over the money or we're going to flip the fuck out."
All
See what this
so
guy can do.
I will. This is definitely an intimidating type thing, and I'll let Blue Dragons count as a setup, even though it may not have technically been a setup, but it definitely has that. quality.
0 effect. I do it anyway.
I want to kind of enhance that. I want to make him imagine the worst, right? Like seeing, imagining the
psychically.
worst. Yeah, like he's like, he can almost see how everything could turn terribly here and ruin his whole day.
Okay.
Or ruin
all
her
right.
whole day. Excuse me. I keep on calling him he. But yeah, Dash. I want Dash to imagine the worst as he's just like threatening.
Well, Dash
Okay.
Dash is off dancing.
Oh,
Yes,
Dash is
I-
dancing.
This is
I
the
was-
corporate goons.
Yes.
Right, to the corporate goons. Okay, I want them to imagine
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
So,
Yeah, I don't. We never kind of. You said you were going to try and ask Dash to dance.
Yeah, I can do that real quick.
But we didn't get to
Yeah.
that point. Yeah. So
Yeah.
some sort of a persuasion-ish type rule.
I mean, it's flashy.
Yeah, flashy.
Flashy.
So she wants nothing to do with dancing with you. So this is another one that's going to have no effect because she wants nothing to do with dancing with you, and it doesn't make sense that she would dance with you because of
Everything.
she's here with her employer.
it'd still be cool if they did a whole pirouette maneuver to try to like grab for the dance, and it didn't
But I'll
work.
also say there's really not much of a threat to you besides her saying no. So it's
That's a
controlled.
huge blow to me, my self-esteem.
Yeah.
So,
It's a controlled with no effect.
all right. Can I swap a 1 die to a stress die to increase the effect to limited at least?
Yeah. Yep.
I can
See if
dance
you
and
could-
she'll at least pretend to be dancing with me.
Wait. Trade position for effect too.
Swapping
Get yourself
dice
up to
for
risky.
I can do
cowards.
that too. Yeah. This will hurt me significantly if she turns me down.
It would take it would take you to risky. So
Real villains
Right,
meet their problems
exactly.
head on.
Right. So this is going to be risky standard if I increase my effect and trade position for effect.
correct.
I got a 5.
Okay.
And
All right.
Best die was lower.
I'm going to start I'm going to start at 6 o'clock.
By the
For-
way, guys, this is the top of the second hour, so just
Yeah. Do you guys want to? We probably wrap up this scene and then
Yeah, we can get to
That'll-
the scene. I think.
that'll mostly be it. I think
Yeah,
at that point. Then
okay.
we can do some
Yeah.
outro
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Sounds good.
So I'm just starting at 6 o'clock. Where the if it fills, it's bad for you guys. The corporate the corporate flunkies are no longer interested in anything you have to say if it does fill. And you were successful, so
Mhm.
she will sort of pretend to dance with you. And
Well, it was traded up to normal, right?
Yeah. The standard effect.
yeah. So she's
She's not into it, but
she's not into it.
dancing.
She's still trying to pay attention to what's going on around her.
Yeah. Right.
Around her. She doesn't leave the platform to go into the middle of the dance floor, that type of thing. And she does whisper in your ear, what the hell are you trying to do here? And the corporate flunkies, I'm gonna tick 2 on that 6 tick clock, are
Irritated.
they're irritated. They're kind of concerned about your erratic behavior related to their
Should be.
It is
They
something
should
that
be.
it is
Yeah.
something you could resist if you wanted to, but you don't have to.
No.
I
I'm
want-
right with them being suspicious.
Are you okay with
All
your
right.
character protecting and then resisting?
Yeah. If you want.
Yeah, like I try to distract them so that they're not seeing that moment as closely, and they just catch the tail end of that.
Show
Sure.
off the protection rules.
Yeah, so you are going to you're going to try and protect. So yeah, there's a couple ways you can do it. One of them is just kind of shadow them so they don't really see what exactly is happening. Another way is you basically just strike up a conversation as the two of them start to dance, so they're focused more on the fact that you're engaging with them. So either way would work.
I like the dramatic conversation that draws their attention where I'm like, oh, you must be new here. Check it out. This DJ's great, but see, there's this cool thing at the bar. And then I start to pull stuff off the bar and like make
All right.
distractions.
All right, so just go ahead and resist. You don't really have armor for this, so it's just one
Just
stress die.
Stress die. Got
And
it.
if it's under your stress rating, then it's resisted. Well, either way, it's resisted.
I don't think I have. What's my stress rating start at?
You started with 2 powers, so it starts at 3.
Yeah.
It starts at, so we should have probably explained this. Starts at 1 plus the number of powers you have.
Correct. Yeah.
Got it. So I got a 6. That's over.
Okay.
So you gain stress.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Got
Gain
it.
1 stress.
I rolled exactly 1/6 all game, and it was on 0 effect.
Mhm.
Like,
Perfect. Yeah. So you do engage them in conversation. Dash wants to know what the heck is going on here, and eventually the corporate guys look at you. I'm sorry, who was the one again that did the protection?
The resist.
I did.
I didn't have
Feint.
the camera up, so
Feint.
okay. So Feint. Eventually they say to you, okay, so you have something that belongs to us, and we want it back. And I'll let, before you have a chance to respond, Lay the Stone takes a swing at Blue Dragon. So Blue Dragon, what are you doing?
Bracing for impact. Like, or no, you know what? I'll teleport. I'll shield myself with my constructs, I guess, with my powers, or try
Okay,
to.
are you gonna try and counter or anything? I'm not actually gonna complete the attack. This isn't a situation where you have to resist before you can take an action.
Cool.
So,
So yeah, I'll try and counter, and if it works, I'll describe what happens.
okay, how are you going to counter? So he's basically moving to attack you.
I'm gonna power up and try to create sort of like a construct shield bubble around me, so that when he hits it, he hits that instead of me.
All right, and what is your you've got a 2 for your.
Yeah, 2 for my mastery.
Okay, all right. So that puts you on even. So so Lay the Stone has threat 2.
Okay.
And since you have mastery 2,
Okay.
if you're using a power, you're even.
Okay.
If you weren't using a power when you were shooting guns, so you were at a pretty big disadvantage.
Sure.
Yeah. So go ahead. Yeah. So we're at this point we're risky standard.
Is there anything else I can do to increase my dice pool? The drive.
So you could potentially use your drive. You could take a devil's bargain.
Oh, anybody got a good devil's bargain?
Devil's bargain, for people who are not familiar, is adding, in this case, it's a die for a consequence that happens one way or another. So, in this case, I think your hard-like construct shatters and creates an explosion and scares people away, or creates collateral damage.
I will take that all day. My character don't give a crap about anybody else.
You can also you could also compel your team. So you did mention that you guys have minions, so the shadow minions could help, which would give you another +1d.
I'll stick with the 3.
There you go.
I'll do with a 3 with the NC, see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, so rolling, and I got a 6. Yeah.
Nice.
Was it on your stress die?
I forgot to roll 1, so sure, why not?
All right.
Okay, so does that give me stress as well?
It would, yeah. A 6
Okay,
would.
cool. Okay, cool. So do I roll the stress die again to see what happens?
Nope.
Okay.
So it just went up by 1.
Copy.
So I'll let you describe what happens then.
Okay, so I guess I shield up, and then it sort of forms these hard light layers, and then he smashes it in one go, and it completely shatters, and it's like glass kind of scattering everywhere. So these little shrapnels of hard light construct just kind of go flying all over into the club and nicking people and just cutting them up and stuff, and they're all screaming. Then I guess the music cuts, and I'm kind of dazed, I guess.
All right.
But you also got a 6, so you hit him back, right?
So in the process of that, yeah. So, you can have them.
Oh yeah, so classic. I'm gonna do the classic boxing glove. Big boxing glove construct.
Okay. All right.
Whack him back.
So the crowd is kind of mesmerized, right? So they're scared because there's a fight going on and there was gunshots, and there's shrapnel, shards of glass flying all over the place. But those that have a better vantage point are also kind of entranced
they got their phones out filming, right?
Yeah, by the fact that this giant bluish crystal boxing glove just hit a stone and didn't shatter. So so Lay the Stone actually kind of is rocked backwards. So let's jump back to the platform. So Feint, they have said one of the main corporate guys has said to you, you've got something of ours and we want it back.
I'm like, oh yeah, we'll get to that in a minute, and then that's when I think the others should be coming up, and I'm trying to like stall, right?
Yeah. So I'm there
Okay.
also.
All right, sure.
Yeah, as the two of you at least.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, and so I say, all right. So how much coin is it to go to the next tier? Like that's how much I want to ask for.
Yeah, it actually doesn't advance. It doesn't advance that way, but
Oh, okay. 6 wealth.
Yeah.
they laugh.
I'm like
And
10.
I say, ha 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 ha. All right then. Bye.
Well, wait a minute.
Wow, what a dip out. I was like-
How's that for? Who
I
taught you how to
avoid-
negotiate?
I
Yeah,
avoid
I-
confrontation.
I continue the negotiation. I'm like, maybe I think they're saying maybe 10 if you want to make it. If you want to make this go away.
Oh, 10 wealth. All right, I can agree to that.
No.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. 3 will set you up quite nicely.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
3. We're getting more than that just from returning him to his family. You bunch of wacko kidnappers. Not to mention the deals we're going to make with the press.
Yeah.
That would
yeah.
not be a good idea.
Oh, you think we're scared of you? You should be scared of us. And I point at the ongoing battle. And I say, we're fucking crazy.
I think during this,
it's not us that you should be worried about.
All right, tell me more.
It's our.
Yeah, we knew that. We knew that.
Yeah.
It's the contract that we're working under.
With
Yeah,
who?
we're gonna ruin that. Yeah, we'll ruin that. And
Yeah. They're going to be mad at you.
right. Yeah, I think
Well-
you're trying to say that, so they say the name.
Not
Yeah.
now that they know who you are,
They will.
and 2 of the other corporate people that were next to him stand up and say it would be best to give us that back.
so can I, while this is going on and I'm dancing, just like do a dip or something and say, like, I know this is not who you're really working for. You help. I don't have any bad blood against you. You help us. We'll help you get out of whatever contract you're in. To Dash and try to get the information from her.
Give it to them.
Hmm?
She says, give it to them.
Oh.
Trust me.
You're
give it
sort,
to
you're,
them.
you're sort of calling for an action roll if we want to actually find this out, right?
Oh, who they are?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
So I think I'm trying to see if I can like word it in a way that I can roll sneaky at least.
Okay.
Say like, yeah, we can give it to them, no problem, but we just don't know who to give it to. Who really needs this? And I'm also wondering if I can word this in such a way to use my sabotage and say like, you know, I know about your past, and I know who to tell if things go sour.
All right. I'll let it go. Go for it.
I'm trying to sabotage her relationships.
Brutal.
Yes, and I have a little bit of stress to spare.
Hitting her with that Google foo.
Oh, can I maybe make just like my eyes glow and glare into her like,
Sure. Yep.
like look at me, tell me what I need to know.
Yeah.
To add a stress
A
value
little
to
bit
the
of
power.
a little bit of intimidation added to that. Yeah.
Exactly.
If this doesn't work, I got a backup plan.
I got a 4.
Oh,
That works.
All right. So yeah. So so who is it that these 2 are working
Oh.
for?
I assumed you had an answer.
I can make one up if you want.
The president.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Close.
It goes all the way up.
Yeah. Right.
She says close, but not quite. But
Vice president.
I'm sure you've heard of DARPA.
Heard of what? Sorry.
I'm sure you've heard of DARPA.
Yes.
The
Tell me more.
defense,
Mhm.
defense advanced research projects. So Defense Department that does, they do advanced research and those types of things. So it is government connected for sure.
Sure. Okay, well, they can certainly have their defense toys back. Thank you for your assistance. And I hope to be on the same side as you someday. That's probably a lie, but...
Is it fair to say that you learned all this info in that scene, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
Okay, so I might have to do some mentalism for what I want to do, but I want to have like leverage, right? Like dirt on DARPA that'll make them look terrible.
Sure.
Right? That kind of thing.
That's not hard. That just requires some Google.
Yeah. But I want it to be better than we would normally be. Like it wouldn't be the standard one. I want to have like the one that's like, dang, ooh.
Like acquire asset?
Like the fact that they're smuggling people or something?
Yeah, they kidnapped somebody and they've got them in stasis.
Yeah, it's like a prepared package that I can show them a piece of.
Okay.
Start like flipping photos on the table and like news stories that all kind of paint a bad picture.
Sure. But I mean, basically, it's what you found out about this project so far,
right?
That they've been working on with the body in the capsule.
That right. So I don't need to acquire anything, I guess.
No.
Okay.
That's easy enough to get. So it's a flashback that you said you were working on during the little downtime set we had.
Yeah.
So
I'm doing that quickly. I'm starting like boop, boop, boop.
I think we know who we need to go after next, at least, to get the actual money we want. Do you think we can get any money from them? I maybe like
they offered you. They offered you
3.
A decent amount. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to squeeze them for 4 with Ian's character's help.
I'm aiming for higher than 4, but it's a start.
Do you offer 4? I mean, as you're thinking about that offer, Blue Dragon, you guys are in a tussle. Lay the Stone, and it was kind of taken aback by your Fist of Fury. What is it you do next? It's absolute mayhem on the dance floor, and in a club around you is few people are laying on the ground from glass shards, and most other people are running.
So I'm gonna use my powers to create constructs of the music again, right, and make it like a bump and dance floor, and then try to like dance fight him at the same time. And try, but with my powers too.
Okay, all right. So we're having a dance fight.
Yeah. So I would say cleverly. Do I get an extra dice because I'm trying to deceive him again, or sort of?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. And then I'm using my powers, which means a dark dice. So 2 dice, and then and I guess like for the drive, I'll sort of say something like about like, oh, let's see what this K-pop stuff is really all about before like, making the whole like dance disco scene go on.
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Can I make a slightly different suggestion? Is maybe this Lay the Stone has like some kind of gear that like helps reinforce his stone or something like that, and you are trying like in dancing you discover like a DARPA logo or something.
Yeah.
Like,
okay.
Tied together. Yeah.
So I'm trying to like take off his girdle or something to disable him.
He's trying to make a connection between Lay the Stone and the
right.
and
I'm
the
trying
DARPA
to tie it together.
Yeah, just dance him out of his
sure.
clothes.
Exactly.
Yes, and also
Yeah.
I'm trying to take him out of his girdle.
Yes.
Let's see
I,
if
I hope you don't succeed.
I rolled a 6-3. Yeah, I got a 6. Woo! And it wasn't
All right,
my
and
dark dice.
It was not okay.
Yeah.
So, so describe what happens.
So I guess I take off his girdle and like it kind of drops his entire outfit. And he's embarrassed and he covers up, but he's a giant piece of stone, so it's not like you can see anything anyway. So it's like I kind of look at him like, dude, why are you embarrassed? And then he swings down and makes a hit, and I use that as an opportunity to maybe get on top of him. And yeah, do we want to say like I dispatch of him, or do we sort of like or because I'm
Knock
down
him
to
out.
Sure.
Yeah, you got yep.
So
Yeah, so you are.
it's a hammer, yeah, construct hammer,
Yeah.
and slam him into the ground.
Very Looney
And-
Tunes.
Yeah, so this giant hammer smacks the stone, and what if you guys take a glance? What you basically see is this giant naked stone, this giant naked rock, laying on the ground with Blue Dragon mounting him and slamming down on it with a hammer.
You're gonna hear me say, "You have done this to yourself, Lady Stone."
And if Blue Dragon wouldn't be able to, but if anyone else just does kind of a quick scan, it's pretty much mass chaos as far as people fleeing the club.
Good.
But
Mhm. Yeah.
Dragon Z is just kind of standing on the stage watching with his kind of head tilted to the side,
Oh, that's right. He's still there.
Mhm.
looking to see what's going on and kind of watching the fight.
All right.
And he does start walking towards Blue Dragon. There's too many dragons here. DJ Dragon Z starts walking towards Blue Dragon.
Okay.
Once he sees that the guy's knocked out. All right, go back to the platform.
So I'm gonna pick up the dossier and quickly leave. I'm just gonna be like, if you're not interested in even coming into the ballpark of the value of this stuff, then we've got nothing to talk about. And this whole place is probably about to burn down. So let's get the hell out of here.
So all right, yeah. So as you turn and walk away, one of the corporate guys that stood up, which are kind of guessing are government agents, appears right in front of you, and swings, kind of slices at you with his hand, which is now looks like a pretty sharp blade instead of a hammer.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So I wanna just slam him into the ground with a shock pulse.
Okay, so I'm gonna actually make you. Well, you don't have to resist, but it is going to be just a glancing blow, level 1 harm. So you can either take it or resist before you can take your action.
Okay. So you want to explain how harm works in your system?
So harm works basically. You've got 6 levels of harm, or 6 boxes of harm. If you take level 1, that's one box. While you have level 1 harm, you as a player decide, is it -1d or minus or less or decreased effect. So it's your decision
on everything.
Yeah, on appropriate rolls. So
Okay.
in this case, you're getting slashed, so it would be kind of physical type, mobility type, those types of rolls.
Okay, I'll resist that.
Okay. So are you you
Yep,
armored?
and then
Okay.
Full
Yeah.
armor.
All right, so go ahead and roll 1 normal and 1 dark.
I got 2 4s.
Okay. Is that under your, what's your stress?
I'm at 3 right now.
You're at 3, so your stress would go up to a 4.
Alrighty.
What you do resist.
Okay.
All right. So the
you're
blade
gonna
hits
knock
me,
him down.
and I'm just going to and quickly pulse him back into the wall.
Yep.
I'm there too, so I want to do like a kick and like a hit with like some kind of melee weapon to like, like hit
All right,
him too.
sounds good. So go ahead.
All
yeah.
right.
You would make your action roll in this case. Are you using a power or not?
I'm not.
Okay, so this would be right now. I'll say it's risky limited.
If I use a power, does that increase the effect, or is that
If you it would increase the effect if you use the power. Plus you get an extra die because you'd be using a power that would put you on equal standing with.
Yeah, so I mean, this guy just like teleported in front, and then maybe you teleport behind him.
I like blinking right behind them, and then
Okay, that works.
like hit him with it's like a baton, like with spikes on it, kind of like a long, almost like a mace.
Okay.
Like, bah, and try to hit him.
All right, that works.
So I'm forceful with you. That doesn't get me a die, but maybe I'm maneuvering.
I'm acting quickly.
Oh, you're quickly? Oh, heck yeah.
Are you guys
Quickly?
doing so you guys are doing a team
I wasn't planning to.
group action or not? It's up to
I'm
you.
after the same thing. I don't know.
I think we could just go sequentially if you want. Seems like a team action's a pretty big downside for not much upside since I'm already rolling 4D.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, you go for it. Maybe is there a way to do the throw a die other than there's not a replacement for the assist? It's just kind of like setup.
Well, are you doing a setup or are you doing an attack?
I'll wait and see because they got way better dice.
There's
pool.
more than one of them as well.
What's my position and effect? See if I even need a setup or not.
Let's see. So you're using your power.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd just be risky standard. With your
Okay.
power, you're on equal footing with.
Then I don't really need a setup, but I
Yeah.
can get one. I think maybe I'll just try it, and then if I fuck it up, you follow up.
And there is a second. There is a second.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
I'll deal with
I'll hit
that.
this guy.
Yeah.
4.
Okay. So you do connect. You do connect with him, and he stumbles backwards a little bit, kind of down a step or two, as you kind of push him back. But he's definitely trying to resist and hold on. And
So that's reduced effect as a consequence?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'll resist that. And there's no such thing as armor for
Yeah, there
powers,
wouldn't.
right?
There
So
wouldn't
I can't-
be. Yeah.
Okay. 4.
4.
So
Okay.
now that's equal to my stress. So it
Yep.
doesn't
So it does
go
not
up,
go
right?
up. No. Nope.
Great.
All right.
Okay. So I'll hit him with my full power.
Yeah, so he goes flying backwards, kind of to the middle of the dance floor, and tumbles and kind of stops on one knee, shakes his head, and starts standing up. As he does that, the other agent does a pretty acrobatic leap up to the railing on that platform, and has both guns drawn, aimed at Feint.
I might step in and like, so he's up on a railing. They're like, I would like blind him one way or another, just like flashlights suddenly in his eyes, so he can't get a beat on anyone.
Okay. This would be, that would be a good setup action, I would say.
All right. So
Yeah, I'll do my thing right after that.
this
Right
is
after you blind him.
literally flashy.
Yep, absolutely.
Is this sabotaging him, or would it be?
I haven't really.
It's a little, yeah.
Sabotage is more about
Yeah.
just destroying.
I can't think of a skill that's more appropriate than sabotage for this.
That is true.
That's true. The other one.
That's something we can negotiate at the table, so I'm okay with that.
Sure. And then I'm using a power, so add the dark die or
Yep.
the stress die. I got a 4. I have not rolled a 6 this entire game,
All
by
right.
the way.
And it was your
Moved
dark
right
die
at the
was
beginning.
lower.
That's safe. That means
was
you
the
should
dark
roll
die, actually.
use more stress.
That was the dark die. My stress is at 4.
Okay. All right. So you're good. So so you definitely succeed in you can tell he's kind of rears his head back and is blinking his eyes furiously up on the railing. And as you do that, you feel you're spun around really, really quickly and are in the process of falling off the platform before you even really know what's happening. And you are no longer dancing with Dash. So she has managed to kind of swing through you and kind of get you off balance and in a pretty bad position.
Can I resist that?
Yes, you can.
Okay. And no armor for this. So I'm just gonna. I got a 5, which is higher than my stress.
Yep. Yeah. So that raises your stress up 1.
Okay.
I was gonna catch you, but now.
No, I'm graceful enough, but my stress is now at badass. So.
Yeah, so I guess seeing that you did the flash and it sort of opens that opportunity, that's when I do like the little like shadow jump and like do the elbow move and hit him with a melee weapon.
Yeah,
The
I'm
one
having
that
it
is-
like.
Yep. The one that's on the railing. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm having it like strobe, so like between flashes, you just suddenly appear.
That.
So either you got improved effect or position, either one.
What's the position?
And you're
without
using since you're using your power, you guys you're on equal standing. So without the effect of the setup, you'd be at risky standard.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So, I guess controlled. Yeah, I want controlled. I want a better position.
Okay.
Yeah. Unless there's a way to go more. Could I try to knock them both out and do a desperate?
Trade position for effect.
Yeah,
Do it.
right.
Go nuts.
Right, and then I basically I want to worsen the position as a part of the action.
So
and
you
then boost
could
the effect.
do. So you're at risky standard because of the setup. You could go to risky great,
Yeah.
and if you wanted to, you could do desperate. Excellent.
Extreme.
Extreme.
Yeah, like try to knock. Like, I'm trying to like take out 2 of them, I guess.
Yeah.
There was multiple of them.
Yeah.
That are left. Some of these corpse.
Okay.
So,
Yep.
Yeah.
okay. All right,
And
so I
Rrayy,
got-
you see this fight happening.
Yeah, I'm doing
Sorry,
like
Blue
a.
Dragon. Blue Dragon sees this
what-
fight happening.
What approach are you taking?
I'm doing this quickly.
Okay. Then I'll group action in there so you don't die.
Right, and I'm trying to maneuver. I think maybe it's athletics might apply, but I'm trying to maneuver into position to be the right spot. So
So if you group action in,
Yeah,
then
that
that
works.
adds a stress die. So
does
Group
Okay.
action. Whoever's leading it swaps a stress die.
swaps the stress die.
So I can
Or-
take that if you're high on stress, but if you're not,
I'm not. I'm ready to
Okay.
lead.
then yeah, you swap it.
Okay, and
I'll follow
that's-
your lead.
That swaps for one of the regular dice, right?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. So I've got 3 different kinds of dice now. A stress die. Yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh, they're all 6s. So 3 6s.
All right.
Shit.
Wow.
So
Yeah. So I'm going to let you describe what you do to the two. What you do to the 2 of them. So
it's kind of like I'm using the teamwork maneuver to help
Yep.
too. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
like shoving. I'm going to shove them right into hijacks.
Hijack.
Yep.
Now
the
just
hijack. Mhm.
boom, like stick them to the roof or whatever.
all right. So yeah, I would say that the first one. I think the first. Are you using any kind of weapons or anything?
I was. Yeah.
Okay.
I was using like this like mace like item to like.
Okay. I'm thinking like
while, like
one of those
kick thing.
like metal whips or whatever. That the kind of the spring-loaded whip type of a thing.
I was thinking almost like a police baton, but with
Yeah.
like stuff that hurts at the end even more.
Okay, sure. So yeah, so you you kind of, are you blinking or are you?
Yeah, I'm doing blinks. It's like poof, poof, poof,
Yep.
poof,
So
and
between the strobe flashes, the first, uh, you get a kind of, if you kind of pan out from the scene, um, you see Feint all of a sudden appear kind of balanced on the railing next to the one guy and smacks him pretty hard across um, really across the side of the face. And you see teeth flying, teeth flying into the wall, more shrapnel to add to the glass. As the guy spins and falls, and as he's falling, he would be falling into where Feint was, but Feint isn't there anymore. As she blinks, as she blinks to the other one that's actually in the middle of the dance floor.
yeah, maybe that's where I'm trying to set something up for the next one.
Yeah,
That's
you
the extra
stagger
effect.
him, and then I use the attractor pull on the suit, and I go yeah over his head, and he's like looks, and the entire speaker tower comes down on top of him and just crashes onto him.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm like, whoa.
Perfect.
Yeah, you just
Sounds
blink
good.
out at the
And then as you do that, we kind of pan over to Blue Dragon, and Blue Dragon picks. It's pretty amazing. Lighting the Stone's beer did not spill, and you just see Blue Dragon kind of bend over and pick up Blue Dragon's beer and take a pretty big.
Stone's beer.
Yeah.
Nice.
The music is going
Delicious
simply
IPA.
because
We're not sponsored.
the music is still thumping, but the music is thumping because Blue Dragon has somehow managed to make a hard light
Speaker system.
display of the music, and
Is it techno?
What good is hard light constructs if you can't make a hard light rave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Don't forget to give Dragon Z a hard light DJ board so he can
the dance floor has been cleared. There's with the exception of a couple of poor bleeding innocents that are staggering around, but and K-pop himself, DJ Dragon Z is ignoring those, and he comes up to you and he's like, your name?
They call me Dragon. Blue Dragon.
Blue Dragon.
I think I walk up and
I found
no,
her display. I found her display quite interesting, as he offers his hand, and then we go back to Lumen, who is precariously off balance and about to fall off the platform, with Dash in kind of mid somersault attack towards you, attacking you. What do you do?
You want a little help?
Sure.
We might be freed up now. I think we just knocked out all the ones.
Let's let Lumen handle this first action by himself, because you guys are in the process of cleaning up.
Okay.
Cleaned up the other two, so.
Oh, I'm just telling these people like, what are you still doing here? Like the people, the bystanders. I'm like throwing like napkins at them.
Maybe this is the time for our shadows to appear, and I regain my footing, and then just glance at Dash, suddenly reveal hiding in the shadows just a whole bunch of I'm picturing basically ninjas, just hiding, just you guys deal with it.
Our gang just emerges from the shadows.
Exactly. Yeah.
So your gang starts emerges from the shadows, and one of them drops onto the platform. A couple more start running up the platform steps towards her. She is in mid kick, so I don't know if you want to take an action of some sort along with this, or
I think
or just
yeah.
take
So
the hit?
You can get
No,
plus
I-
1D from the shadows
Yep.
if you work with them.
yeah. So I like dodge, and since I'm glowing, I like maybe grab onto the leg and like emit enough like heat and light to burn it.
Okay. All right, go for it. You guys are on equal footing, so it's
Yeah.
actually no. You're at worse. I'm sorry because of the consequence from the last one. So you were at worst position. As a
Sure.
consequence. So it would be desperate standard.
Well, no, I resisted that consequence.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Or
good.
did they
So
resist falling? Yeah.
So
Mm.
this doesn't really feel like any of the approaches I have, or necessarily any of the skills, unless I grab the leg and like turn it into another dance move and say, "Oh, I didn't realize we were still dancing," and like fling her and like put a spotlight on her that like
are you trying to use
burns.
flashy?
Yes.
So flashy in combat, it would be like over the top type of
Right.
moves, right? You're not being like forceful would be somebody who's just very direct and like, yeah, here's a jab. Where
Right.
you are going to be much more like
Yeah.
demonstrative.
I'm turning this into a dance in which one half of it is burning the other.
Okay, so great. We had 2 dance fights going on.
Yeah. And I'm using my power, so I added dark die.
Mm.
I got a 6 on my regular one. Okay, no, that's a 2. So a 6.
A 6, okay. So yeah, you do catch her and or catch her leg, short of connecting with you,
Mhm.
and she lands awkwardly, and her leg is smoking.
Mhm.
And did you add the die from your ninjas?
I just did, and I rolled a 1 on that, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, all right. So they're also up at the top of the stairs, with you.
Mhm.
And what's your next move?
You said this is when we could help, right? After he
Yeah.
does one action.
Yep. Yeah.
So like I've still got like a hand on her, and I'm like spinning and dancing and such, and then I push her over to, I guess the 2 of you and the ninjas. But maybe there's like if there was like a stage of any kind or anything, and there's like a stage like rope that handles a curtain, like spin her into the rope and tie her up, push her into you guys and the ninjas, and say, "All right, you deal with her."
Yeah. So
Okay.
there is a curtain if you wanted to section off the platform if they want more privacy up at the platform. So that's
Mhm.
definitely there.
Tie her up and.
Yep.
Yeah, I think then like I would probably do a little like move into position, right, to help out.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we were kind of far away from each other when you started to fall and then did your move.
Yeah. Right.
So now I think I'm like trying to get over there quickly and just be there ready.
I think at this point she's very outnumbered.
Yeah.
You think we can just say, or do you want like one last roll to,
Right.
I want
to
one last
apprehend her?
roll because
Okay.
if you, because there is a consequence if you don't. Yeah. So this would
Okay.
be, I'm going to say controlled. Effect really doesn't matter, but
Yeah. Some kind of
Quickly is
neutral.
probably
I'll
the
say-
approach most of us have, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we some fasties.
I don't have that, but I can still roll it just to say.
so we'll go controlled
Okay.
standard in case for some reason you wanted to.
Right, and we're involving the ninjas.
Is greater gonna have more of an impact on her, or is this gonna take her out with standard?
Okay.
I can swap the dark die if nobody else wants to.
I'm
For
at
leading
5.
the group action.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not yet, so I'll lead it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Let's get a 6.
I got a 3 because I'm rolling 0 dice.
I got a 6, but it's on my stress die.
Okay. All right. So what does that take your stress to?
5.
Okay. All right. So she is, she is tangled in the carpet and or in the curtain. Sorry. So you basically have her restrained, and I'll let you decide what you want to do with her as we jump back to Blue Dragon.
Yeah, I'll just use my attractor hand to take her under my shoulder and take her under my
Okay.
arm and carry her back to the base with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, I think at
So
this
yeah,
point
we go
we're all
back to-
basically going to base. Yeah.
We go back to Blue Dragon, and K-pop. I'll start calling him K-pop now. It's easier. It's a little bit easier.
Keeping the dragon straight.
Does say kind of flips his hair around, and as he does it, like sparkles kind of come flying out of his hair. So I think you have potential.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do some hip flexor stretches and limber up the quads a little bit, and sort of just kind of get myself nice and loose. Because obviously what's gonna happen next is a dance battle. So, yeah, that's what's going on.
Because that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, right.
Right.
I think
And I'm gonna relay as much to K-pop Dragon X and be like, yeah, you're pretty good. What do you say? We find out who's better.
Hey, I'm gonna pull out money and be like,
I wasn't expecting that, but sure.
I would definitely go to the what's left of the DJ station and be like, yeah, you might have thought you had some cool tunes, but have you heard this? And then start
Barry
like,
Manilow or
Yeah.
yeah, right. It's just like
what style of music is it? Yeah, what is it?
it's just like old like swing music.
Yeah. So Blue Dragon's gonna be like, that's why you're always gonna lose, and he's gonna do like the jazz hands, and be like, you're too quick to conform, Dragon X, and then he's gonna bust the move, basically.
Let's see here. So, you guys are. I'm trying to figure out how to make this as a.
I'm trying to reduce stress by compiling my flaw of envy and just be like, I can do a better show than you can.
Yep. So you can go ahead and reduce your stress.
Okay.
I am trying
I rolled a
to
2.
I am trying to
Okay,
do
so
some
that's
sort of approach, a risky move to see if I succeed, and figure out what that means afterwards.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm gonna do this as so he does have you outclassed a little bit. So I'm gonna do.
Oh
this.
man.
I'm gonna do this as risky limited.
Push for
Yeah.
effect.
Just so you know, the consequences are not going to be physical consequences. You're not going to take harm or anything like that from this.
Social. Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah, because you stretched beforehand.
Yep. I'm going to forcefully show how superior my dance moves are, and then I'm
Okay.
gonna push for I'll push for effect. So that removes 1 dice, right?
Yeah, you swap a die. Yeah.
Okay. So is it
And then
only
you're using your power.
Yeah, I guess so. Why not? So I get 2 dice.
Oh yeah, I mean you're dancing. You're doing a dance off with another super, so you need to you need to use your power.
I need
So
all the
does that
edge I
get him
can
up to standard?
So he did increase his effect. Yeah, it says risky standard, and then he gets an extra die from using his power.
Okay, cool. So 2 die, 1 dark. Let's see.
Nope, 2 dark.
2 dark. Okay.
Well, if he's got 2 dark, then he should also have greater effect, right?
Nope.
'Cause if he
So
pushed
2 dark
effect
period.
also-
Do I get a light?
So using the power. Let's take a step back to the dice pool. Right. So we started at I was assuming that he was using his power at the beginning.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So he was
It's
limited with his power.
Yeah, since it was a super dance off.
So was it just
Got it.
2 dark then?
So it's what were you rolling?
I rolled 2 dice, and I guess both of them can be dark if that's it. But do I get a light as well, or is that it?
So what approach are you using?
Forcefully.
And you have how many?
2.
Forcefully? 2. All right.
Yeah.
So you've got 2. So you've got 2 normal dice from that. You're going to swap 1. So you have one light, 1 dark,
Okay.
and then for your power, you're adding another dark.
Okay, here we
dark,
go.
1 light.
All right, here's another dark. Here we go. Oh my gosh, I rolled a 3 on the light. That's my highest.
That's your highest.
Yeah.
All right. So
You just can't keep up with my tunes.
he
You got served.
he cleans the floor with you.
Oh man.
The rest of you guys are in shock of what a true dancer looks like.
Hmm
Um,
I think I want to
and,
stop associating with this loser.
and Lumen,
Are
Are we all on
Sorry.
Dragon Z
Gimmicks!
spot on the team?
Oh, give it! That style's gimmicky.
Lumen is quite envious of how
Mhm.
sexy K-pop looks as he's doing
Mhm.
this. And
So that's your new rival now, right?
Blue dragons can be
So-
sexy too.
Forget Lay the Stone.
Yeah.
and when he's done, K-pop shakes his head and walks away.
Nah, he
Alright, I
princed
think-
me.
So whatever he was thinking about offering you vanished.
I got princed.
I
Oh
think
gosh.
now's a good time to do just a quick wrap up,
Yep.
and then
Yeah.
we'll.
Yeah. So back to the base because these guys aren't making us a better offer. So we say,
Yeah.
you know, yeah.
Well, these
Actually,
guys can't make a
let me
better
end that.
offer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
Well, so there were the two guys who attacked, but there were still the two guys at the table, right? Or did we just knock them out too?
The two guys that were at the table ran.
Oh, okay. They just
Yeah.
got out somehow.
Yeah.
They ran.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
And I
in
want
the
to
mess
say
of the
Blue.
combat.
I want to say Blue Dragon sees my character there, just kind of like, tough break, right? Like you'll get him next time. You know, that's kind of like my last narration.
He was
I think I got.
objectively worse than me. Okay,
Yeah, I was like, you look way
objectively,
better.
objectively.
All right. So
Well, nobody's saying objectively, but it's all right.
I'm
Well-
saying objectively. Blue dragons. He's gonna like sniffle and.
objectively,
Reach up under your mask.
objectively, not subjectively, right?
Yes.
Objectively, Blue Dragon got pounded.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Tell him a
So,
lie.
back to
I'm
the
gonna
base.
feel better.
Back to the
Oh,
base. We've got now two prisoners.
On
right.
our way back, yeah. I blindfold Dash so she doesn't
Yeah.
know where
Oh,
our
sure.
base
Okay.
is.
Yep. We've got two
Yeah, so-
prisoners. We've got a new lead.
Yep.
And in the theoretical future, we have some plans.
Yeah. So you get back. We'll just say that you get back and you do question her a little bit, and all your actually all she knows that you get her to divulge is a code name that it's Project Blackjack.
Mm.
Cool.
Project Blackjack.
And you know this person is in some sort of cryostasis, and is being entertained. Their brain is being entertained, but you don't really know what the purpose is.
Ooh.
All right, so we're moving to wrap up now.
Yep.
Yeah. So, anything else anyone want to say before we do like an actual closing?
About.
'Cause I think that was a pretty
Fiction?
good stopping point.
No, I think that was good.
Yeah.
For me.
All right. Thank you everyone who's still watching through this whole thing. We're coming up on 3 hours, so I hope you enjoyed the game. As I said in the beginning, next time we'll clear up some of the technical difficulties. This has partially been a test run for us, but I had fun. I hope you had fun watching. And we'll continue to do this. Our schedule will be dependent on the designers whose game we're running, so it will not always be at a consistent time, but keep tabs on us, follow the Twitch, follow the Twitter, and we'll make sure that we advertise with plenty of time in advance when and how we're going to do things going forward.